I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
He's from Iowa, Louisiana, not Iowa. Iowa.
Hey y'all, this is Ryan Monso, and this is a Talking About Them Cougars podcast from GoCoogs.com. Do not adjust your screens. There's no fat guy on it. Instead, we have Kenneth and we have Martin. We're going to talk spring football for just a little while. Then we'll bring the fat guy in. We'll bring some other guys in, Jamie, the Four Quarters guys, and I'm going to get out of here and let them do whatever the hell they want to do. But first, Star Pizza. You know, they've been around for 50 years in the city of Houston, and they're doing it just like they always have. You've got New York style, Chicago style. They've got the world famous buffet Tuesdays and Fridays, and all day Thursdays, wine and pasta specials. Get you some Star Pizza. Why wouldn't you? And then Section 12X, I've got the new shirt on. I ordered it. It was in the mail within an hour of ordering it. But don't be like me. We've done 60 episodes this year of Talking About Them Cougars, Cats for basketball and football. And we have done, 400 reads about this company. And every time they have a special, we tell it to you. My dumbass went and bought this shirt. I paid for it and forgot to use the discount code. Don't be me. Year one at checkout for 10% off. Don't be Ryan. I paid full freight for this shirt, and I don't think I'm getting my 10% back. So don't be me. Get you some Section 12X gear. And that'll work out for you quite well. There's only one idiot here today. So we're going to take your questions. Almost no question too stupid to be read and talked about on air. Martin, Kenneth, thank y'all for being here. Let me get your overall thoughts on the spring and what you saw yesterday. Kenneth?
Overall thoughts on the spring. I think the team overall had a very successful period. 15 practices. I wasn't able to make it out to each and every one of them, but from what I've seen, I would say that I'm impressed. For the new guys that are in, Trent Walker, Ashton Porter, a guy like Moise, I was really impressed with him. He made a good play yesterday in the spring game. And just overall, the unit, the team is locked in, the team is focused. Cougars 2026 is the motto. And yeah.
That's the motto?
I believe so.
Okay.
It is now if it wasn't. So.
Yeah.
Or Houston 2026 is one of the variations.
Okay.
I think I've heard both.
Martin, in your bluey shirt, In the darkness, what do you have?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the same sentiments in terms of the receivers. Obviously, Amari Thomas was good last year. He's the big name production wise as well, coming back from last year. But Trent Walker looked good. Patrick Overmeyer. Again, Muiz Tankara, I think, is going to see the field very regularly, even as a young kid. Brian Bell made a point to me about how young he still is. He didn't get to Florida until after the summer, so he wasn't an early enrollee. So he hasn't even been in college for a full calendar year yet.
So
And
this is his first spring.
yes. And so he's like, I mentioned to him how he was having a good spring, how he looked good. And he's like, yeah, of course, he looks good athletically, good size. He's got a long way to go as far as just being in college football. But for where he is in terms of his timeline, he's at a great spot. Kenneth mentioned the play he made yesterday. He made a lot of plays as practice went on. He's going to be somebody to monitor as far as seeing the field and making an impact. And he's got at least 2 more years before he's eligible to move on if he's going to be a pro someday, which I think he will. But those kinds of ads, like they did as well with Hayden Wright, they're adding guys that aren't just plugging a hole for now. They're getting guys who are going to be in the program for a couple of years. Muiz is somebody to pay attention to. Last year, what they did with Will James, who was going to be a starter at cornerback, he had several years when he came. And offensive line just looks great relative to last year.
Yeah.
There's probably 2 All-Americans on the team with Boswell and Shadre
2
Hurst.
All-Americans?
I wouldn't be shocked. I think Boswell's got an opportunity. In the scrum yesterday, Willie mentioned he's one of the better centers he's ever coached. Guys coached a lot of centers, so that statement probably puts a good stamp on his ability. And Shadre Hurst is an obvious, no-brainer talent. So that's another one to pay attention to.
I think this offensive line is way better. Hayden Wright, I think, could start easily at a tackle spot, but he'll be the 6th guy. I think, you're going to have injuries. It's going to happen. And you've got some versatility with Hurst and with Mackenzie Agnello that you can move some pieces around. I think you have to feel very good about offensive line for the first time in a long time. Tunkara, I wrote today that I think if I were putting a team on the field right now, this roster, Tunkara would be one of my 3 starters at wideout. I think it's Amari and Trent Walker and Tunkara. I think he's just got something a little different than they have to offer. Him and Harvey might kind of be in that same spot battling. But man, I think he's really good. And Brian Bell is, as long as he can keep developing him, I think it's going to be something to watch. We have a comment here. RJ Lee may be the biggest freshman I have ever seen. He's listed at 6'8", 335, I believe. And he fills out a jersey. That is a big, big guy. All spring they basically went shells. So they have the shoulder pads and they have the helmet and they don't wear anything else. Well, that guy just walking around in shoulder pads and nothing else was ginormous. He looked even bigger yesterday in full pads. I think he's got a chance to be very good, but I think it's gonna be a couple years. What a Roy move! That's not using the year 1 discount at Section 12X. Not bright, gotta admit. Just did not occur to me to use it. Don't be me. Use the discount. Are there any transfer rumblings or spring transfers closed? There's no spring transfer portal. Willie said it to us last Sunday night, and he said it again yesterday. Who we have is who we're going to war with. This is our team. And last year, they lost some guys into the portal, one on the field at the spring game. But you also gained Tanner Koziel. And Koziel, I mean, he's responsible for a win or two. I think Tanner was responsible, or excuse me, Connor was responsible for 3 or 4 by himself. But, yeah. And then is Trey, I just don't understand why adults say Trey. Martin says it, and God bless him for it, but is Trey McCutcheon on the roster? Yes. I know he all of a sudden sat out the bowl game. He did. Don't remember any transfer news. He's here. Willie said last Sunday he thinks he's going to have a really big year. Martin has said it for 3 years, and eventually it's going to be right. Or not. Okay, so individually, if I ask you for one guy that stood out to you throughout the spring, and yesterday maybe put more emphasis on it, but who would you pick as your one guy? And go off the radar. We don't need, Connor Wigman. Give me somebody from off the radar.
I think for me, I might say Kentrell Webb.
Okay.
I think he's put on some weight this offseason, and just from what I've seen on the field from him, he's a vocal leader. He's honestly that's the guy here all the time when the ones are on the field. Kentrell Webb, he's out there yelling at the rest of his team, getting everybody in place, and he's been making plays. He made a bunch of plays last year, and I expect him to make even more plays, going into this year and being one of the leaders in that secondary.
Martin?
Yeah, staying in the secondary, I think Jalen Mayo. We've talked about him a few times. When he transferred here, talking to his former and now current position coach. I still don't think he's being talked about much relative to a lot of the other guys. I would have said Paris Melvin, but we talk about him a lot. But Jalen Mayo, I think, is going to erase any questions that fans may have had about the depth at the cornerback position. I think he's got a chance to be a really good player and player on Sundays.
It's so weird to me with Mayo. He came from Division II, went to FCS for a year, now P4. And I don't feel like he's off the radar. Like, he feels completely on the radar, even though, he's just never been that. He's going to be. I'm going to keep it real and go with special teams. Zach Yoakum, I thought, it never clicked for me with Zach last year. I just didn't see it. But he has looked so good in the spring, and it's kicking off a deep boot, like not returnable boot. And in field goals, he has been excellent. You brought in a guy from Florida, Evan Noel, who I think has legitimate talent, but Zach has just stepped up his game. I would also say that Liam Doherty has been much, much better. He was a little inconsistent last year. He's really focused on being consistent. The same mental approach to every kick. Liam and I talk a lot. I have told him that when he's got a mustache right now, and I can't stand it. I've told him when he's ready to shave it, I want to do it. We're going to film it. He hasn't committed yet. But Liam is... I hate to just be the kicker guy, but I think both of those guys are off the radar and are going to surprise some people.
We're going to have to bring back HOU3 for that video.
Might have to bring that back. So used to seeing Roy being on the top right, almost unsettling. I don't even know why it happens that way, y'all. I'll be honest, but you know what? We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna do it. I've never noticed that I'm on the top right, but there you go. Hope we were helpful. Looking forward to seeing Mekhi Hughes play, but it looks like he is in a 2 deep, an RB, and didn't play. Very stocky build. Yes, starter, did not play. Did any starter that you think of as a starter, did they play? I just can't think of any. I think it's exactly what you want to do is you get out of spring with no injuries, like nothing severe, nothing that's going to cost people time. And you don't play those guys. You give the depth a lot of space and a lot of opportunity. Mekhi Hughes doesn't have to prove anything to anyone.
No.
I think it's him and it's Rashawn Sanford are going to be your two top guys. You've got John Hebert coming in the fall. You've got DJ Butler, who's still pretty good. Sean Ridgel played a good bit of running back yesterday. He did have a fumble, but did some nice things. And then you have Zane Smith, the Viking, who I love, and we're going to have him on a show, if not this summer, then before the season, because that guy, he's a lot of fun, and fans just don't know him. But yeah, you're going to get some the Mekhi Hughes. Martin, defensive tackles and ends. Give me what you got there.
Ashton Porter, speaking to him, I think he feels more comfortable, maybe that he's going to be used. He told me he's being used more like he felt like he was used in high school. So that feels more natural, more comfortable for him. So you're probably going to see more production. He's also going to be on the field more than he was at Oregon.
Yeah.
But the bit that I watched of him at Oregon, it seemed like he was more of an interior guy just by nature of what they do. I think he's going to get more pass rush opportunities. He's going to also play some 3-tech just because they're so multiple up front with what Armstrong wants to do. But I think he's got confidence, which delusion and confidence is what you want in your athletes. Very good ones are delusional, and they can be. Confidence is always the key, though. And I think he's confident. I think you're going to see the best Ashton Porter that you've seen in college football this year for himself, what he can do. I heard a lot of him pushing the O-line around, like from other people speaking about what they saw, which is not to say the O-line was bad. It's just he's a strong dude. He was big in high school when we recruited him, and he's even bigger now. I think they got some bodies to replace Carlos Allen. It's yet to be seen if they'll be Carlos Allen, of course. Those are big shoes to fill, but Giro, I'm not going to, mess up his last name, but Ivy League transfer from Yale. He's a big body. Demarion Thomas is as close to being the body type that Carlos was in terms of just being a fire hydrant that can eat up bodies in the middle. And then you have Brandon Mack and Latrevia McCutcheon, who are going to play the jack, which is, all intents and purposes, a DN that can move a little bit in the coverage when they need to. But they brought in bodies to fill the snaps they lost, and I think they're not just bodies. There's quality, and there's even more quantity than they had in the past.
I'm not going to pretend that I think that anybody is going to take Carlos Allen's spot. Somebody might grow into that, but I don't see that right now. I like Porter. I think he has really good athletic talent. He's going to be able to show it off, playing some different spots this year. So I think you're in a good spot there. In terms of what could be a deficiency this year, where do y'all see maybe the weakest part of this team as it stands right now?
Maybe in the I would say the linebacker room, maybe, honestly, because of the loss of Jalen Gardner, but you did bring in Jaden Yates in the transfer portal, so I don't really think there's going to be a huge fall off. See, there's somebody in the comments said linebacker too, but I don't really think there's going to be a huge fall off in the linebacker room from last year. But you do have some big losses, so you have some holes to fill in that room. But I still think that this team improved that group and really the entire both sides of the ball in the portal.
Martin?
Maybe depth at cornerback. Like I know I mentioned, I think they're fine, but you have less experience there relative to what you were able to put on the field last year. So maybe you see some action from players that you haven't seen yet, some holdovers, from the previous regime. So they're going to need to get some experience for you to be comfortable to say that they're ready to do it. But like a Jamal Shaw, for example, he's been in the program for, year 4 now, I think.
At least, yeah.
So some guys that have been around that, this is their opportunity to see the field. Cornerback, I think, experience-wise, linebacker would be the other one, like Kenneth mentioned. Outside of that, though, I'm not saying it's a perfect roster, but they got better everywhere.
Yeah. That's why I want to ask a question. It's because I struggled to answer it, just asking myself, like, where is the issue going to be? Linebacker, I think, is probably the spot that you would worry about the most. I don't love saying this, but it's hard to see a spot on offense where you're going to struggle. Maybe these tackles aren't as good as I think they are. Maybe, but I mean that's all I can think of. I think Terrell is really good. Ebiselli grew into that job last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm trying to find something for conversation to put out there, but I like the roster where it is. I think there's strength.
Yeah, I think Terrell is going to be very important because last year, with everybody they brought in and the holdovers, there was not a single snap at right tackle. Like none of those guys had done it. And it's not as simple as just plugging in somebody who's played left tackle before.
No, it's certainly not.
You're going in a completely different direction. And so bringing in
all of your leverage is the complete opposite way. And that's that's a different thing.
So it's not just that he has the experience doing it. I mean, he was an all-conference player, second team, but still, I mean, he was an all-conference player. So you're bringing in a talented guy who knows what he's doing over there. He's comfortable in that spot. And that's, as much as it's good for comfort of playing well, you're also less likely to get an injury because he's not having to teach his body to do something it hasn't ever done. So that's a good point. He's got the familiarity doing it. So that's a big deal. Yeah, and I've seen some grumblings about Ebisele, especially in the transfer portal, about getting a left tackle to replace him. But sorry, guys, the dude played over 1,000 snaps in the Big 12. You're not going to move on from that guy if he's coming back. Every day he wakes up and he's still 6'7", and that's a great thing to have at left tackle.
I've never woken up that way in my entire life.
Things would be different.
Never, not once. Like 14,000 days I've logged. Never once. Thank you. Star Pizza. So off camera, Connor said yesterday that he's got his summer kind of mapped out. And he's going to work out 4 days a week with the shrink staff. He's going to throw 3 days a week. He wants to throw outdoors. He wants to get these receivers and himself conditioned to that heat, to that just dealing with it day after day after day, which means taking care of your body in the right way, hydrating, food, sleep, everything. So they want to simulate as much as they can kind of a season atmosphere. But what does Connor need to do to take the next step to become kind of an all Big 12 conference player?
I mean,
Martin?
like you said, or
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Kenneth.
Okay. Honestly, I would just want to see him do more of what he did last year. He kind of had I wouldn't say up and down, but there were some lows of last year, and it could be due to a health thing. I'd like to look at that West Virginia game, maybe even the UCF game. So get some of that stuff out of your game, and look like how you did against LSU in the Texas Bowl, and do more of that. And honestly, it starts right now. You have to do these things in the offseason, get with your guys, throw, simulate game day environments, and take those reps into fall camp and into the season.
Yeah, I think, Ryan, we talked about how important Shadre Hurst is for the offense as a whole, but Shadre Hurst's athleticism allows him to get in front of running backs when pulling. I don't think there was a guy on the team last year that could do that, so they had to do more run game stuff with Connor. So, things developed a little bit more. He had to run a lot. I don't think he's going to have to run as much because they have Mekhi Hughes. They have a healthy Ray coming back. They have more depth with all everybody else that's playing running back. I think that'll help his body. It will help his arm because he won't be lowering his shoulder unnecessarily to finish runs and get first downs. I mean, he did a lot of hard running last year, a lot of dirty yards to keep the ball moving. And it's great that he can do it, but you don't want to necessarily have him do it if you don't need to. I think the other talent they brought in, a pass catcher, whether it be tight end or receiver, I think coming back with Slade Nagel, for year 2, I think they just have to play the games, and for him to be the next to have his all Big 12 year. I mean, everything's in place for him to do it. At this point, he just needs to do it. He just has to, perform. I don't think the table could be set any better.
The between the tackles running was not the reason for the injury necessarily, and you saw it in his arm strength in the second half of the year. It just wasn't there. Not like it was early, certainly not like it was in the bowl game, or this entire spring has been fantastic. Helps that you're not touched ever in the spring, and you're never running in between the tackles. But getting him, I mean, if you can decrease that by half, the number of times you get to do that, you've got a guy in Mekhi Hughes that's going to go pick up those yards. You don't have to depend on a quarterback draw or sneak to get those yards. He is going to, Mekhi Hughes is going to be able to get you that going forward. Bradtown says, avoid that mid-season undisclosed injury ball drop run. That's a lot of words in a row that may or may not make sense. Yeah. Martin, tell me about recruits on campus yesterday. Who'd you see? Who'd you talk to? How many were there?
I believe, so the pre-list we got for guys that were going to be there was about 25. I'd say we probably were closer to 30, maybe more. I mean, it was hard to keep track of everybody just because there were a lot of people there. There were a lot of fans to watch the game, so we kind of just had to, grab guys when we could. We were isolated from where the recruits were actually sitting, so that made it a little tougher. But
very isolated.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time talking with Raiden Cook and Cale Thigpen, watching some early stuff. They're very excited about staying home and helping the program become, even better and bigger than it has. They're very confident as well. They mentioned that they felt that they could be out there and competing and succeeding already. They were kind of talking me through their process of, how they use their pass rush moves and what they see in film. And, they're guys that are already kind of refining their craft and they're just ready to play at the next level. There's a kid there that I don't think fans know as well from Northwest High School in Louisiana, Marquez Davis. He's another athlete, 80% of the recruiting class that they're recruiting. He can play receiver and DB, but watching him, he's listed at 6'3". He's also 1,000-point scorer in basketball, but he's got springs in his feet. Like he just bounds off of the ground. Like when he cuts or when he decides to drive on the ball, whether it's coming out of a break as a receiver or breaking on the ball as a DB, he just explodes. And as far as his football recruitment, I don't know how many offers he has outside of Houston, and he's got an official visit scheduled. So not that that's a slam dunk, but it's somebody to pay attention to could be potentially be committing in the future. He's somebody to be excited about.
A Louisiana Tech offer, and he's got a U of H offer, and that could be it.
That's all I could spot.
If you see something on film like what you say, why doesn't other schools see this?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. Maybe they just haven't gotten around to watching him. It's Texas is I don't want to say unique because California and Florida, Georgia, there's big high school football areas, but they have recruiting coordinators in Texas. They have guys that communicate with college coaches about coming to campus, about having spring ball. Ryan, you mentioned Northwest is in Opelousas, Louisiana. I don't know how big of an area that is.
You answer your own question on that, but yeah.
Okay. So it could just be that coaches aren't getting out to watch him. He may not be going to camps. He might not be on a 7-on-7 team because he also plays basketball. So he just might not have the opportunity for exposure. Louisiana Tech is in state, so they're getting eyes on him. The Fritz staff, they're familiar with Louisiana, so they're finding your Brajan Melançons, who finding is a relative term. I mean, he's being recruited by other big schools as well, but Marquez Davis, your Macklin Lemoynes that people don't really know about. They have those kids on the radar because they're familiar with the area. If you haven't recruited to Louisiana, you just may not know where to look for kids like this.
And you may not know that Louisiana athletes, wide receivers, they're just tough. There's something about them. And it's just a different football culture than Texas. Texas is a great 7-on-7 state. Louisiana is not that. It's getting there, but it's not that. But the receivers are just tough. They're not going to wear those goofy helmets y'all wear in 7-on-7s. They're gonna go hit you in the face. This Moise Tunkara kid looks different physically than recent receivers. Yes, that is a wide receiver body. I think Trent Walker looks like a prototype. He's a little shorter, but he just looks like that. And when he returns punts, so they do like 3 or 4 periods every practice where they return punts. Punt team and then punt return. They're focusing on one or the other. When they're doing punt return, I go and stand on the exact yard line where the returner's at because I want to see everything. I want to hear what they're told. And that kid just looks elite to me in punt return. I think he's going to be a very good wide receiver. Moise Tunkara, I'm telling you, I think this is the guy, the breakout, surprise a lot of people guy, just because of his physical gifts. And he has a gait. His steps are longer than a normal 6'3" guy. His are longer. And, with this basketball team, you talk about the length of the wingspan. He's got the same thing, but in the legs. And I'm telling you, there's something about him. I think y'all are going to love watching this kid. A couple more comments. Could Abear make running back 3 and jump DJ Butler? Martin.
It's going to be tough because he's not there. He's got the talent to push people to be competitive, but he's not even on campus yet. So it's going to be hard for him.
DJ Butler has an absolute man physical presence and body. Johnny Bear's not there. Johnny Bear is coming from private school. He just doesn't have what DJ Butler has had for several years.
Yeah.
And it's that training and that nutrition and that constant, you just focus your whole body on this. And, he's going to get a year or 2. He's going to redshirt, I believe. Just because there's enough talent. But you can't teach speed.
No.
And he's got it. He's really got it.
He's got the pedigree. His dad played in the NFL. So.
Yep. And is Caleb Walker on campus? Do you think he can contribute year 1? I don't believe he's on campus. I think he enrolls in June.
He's not on the roster yet. So.
Okay.
I haven't seen him.
It just would be hard to come in as a freshman and contribute the first year on the defensive line.
Yeah.
You're going to be handling 4th and 5th and 6th year guys on offensive lines in this conference. And that's just a hard ask,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kenneth, are the 4-quarter guys ever going to do a podcast again?
there's I don't know, man. It might be tough. Nah, we're gonna do a show on Thursday.
Okay.
They um, I, they might be on here tonight. We'll see. Still questionable. They might be a game time decision.
Well, we started the game 35 minutes ago. The game is on.
They might be showing up to the locker room, to the bench at halftime. So we'll just have to hold out hope that they decide to join us tonight.
Targeting and miss the first half. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Workhorse is live from Frontier Fiesta. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of Fiesta. It's kind of.
Did you go?
I didn't go this year. I went last year. It's like one of those things that's like, it's not. It's like it's gonna be like a not good event, and then you get there and you're like, yeah, this is pretty ass. So, no, I didn't take time to go this year. And I'm not a girl, so I'm not going to go into any frat tents, because
Why are girls taking strays here? What?
No, it's not. It's not a thing, anything against girls, but it's for girls to go. Yeah, women empowerment is 2026, but it's not any for me personally. It doesn't seem worthwhile.
I never understood it. I'm glad they have it. That's cool that they do it, but
and then the perform can we get some good performers at least?
Who was the performer?
I don't even know. I seen someone they said I seen like a meet and greet. I don't know if she was performing, but it was like a girl. I didn't even know who she was, but apparently it's a girl from Love Island. She was on Love Island, and she was like a meet and greet. I don't know. I just seen it on Instagram. Last year it was Nardo Wick. He didn't even show up on time, and honestly, he honestly scammed the university for that performance. I feel like they should get their money back because he didn't fulfill his requirement.
I've never heard of Love Island. I'm looking it up. It doesn't look great.
It's not. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it, but I don't think it's a great program.
Okay. There you go. We're going to welcome to the stage our good personal friend, Jamie Hollingsworth. Jamie, how are you, my man? What are you pointing at Kenneth for?
I'm just acknowledging the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, your new world champion.
Oh. I thought he was bringing the ball up, running point.
I don't.
We're gonna get into WWE later, but we have.
Yeah, I am not going to be here, but y'all can get into that. If you want to talk about wrestling before about 2001, I'm good. If you want to talk about it after 2001, I don't know what the hell. I am the first Daily Cougar sports editor ever to institute a wrestling column. We had a wrestling columnist. We got into WrestleMania. We got into events with WCW. And, of course, I tagged along because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. But my my wrestling columnist wore sweatpants every day of his life. And he was in his mid-30s in college. So, shout out, Ed.
Nice.
Also appearing, Brad Towns. Bradley.
The Brad.
What up?
The Brad.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my night.
Not your night yet. You'll get there.
Well, it's getting past your bedtime. We're creeping
It's
up
getting
on
there
the
too.
hour.
That's true. And I am going into hibernation for a little while, and I am so looking.
Ryan gets sent to the pasture for the summertime.
It's almost like senior skip day. I'm ready to go. Like, it's feeling good. But before we get to that,
everybody thinks you're going to go relax, but that ain't going to happen.
Star Pizza. Go get you some Star Pizza. 50th anniversary. Great people. Better pizza. Good friends of ours. And, Brad, I'm wearing my new polo. Rocking it. Yeah. Get you 10% off. Make sure you get your 10% off. If you put year one at checkout. Otherwise, you pay full price like me. Don't be me.
Year one with number one, not O-N-E.
Well, it's right there. There it is.
But that is that the Cougar Golf one?
Yes, it's the brand new one.
That thing is nice. I like it.
Yes, it is. I'm very happy with it. I think it's well designed. Just elite gear, as it always is.
Perfect timing for summer. You got to get the folks out there wearing that on the golf course.
That's what I'm about to do.
You never know, man. You single dudes, our girls dig that stuff. Got to look good. Just saying. You're not going to have the game to make them like you, but you know what? You just kind of linger in the back. You get some
do not linger in the back. What are you saying?
See, Ryan only knows how he lingers in the back. Most normal people don't
Star Pizza
do that. Standing behind a tree, just
don't do it like me. Thursday night, the 23rd annual Thrilla in Vanilla Pudding Wrestling. This is not quite the wrestling that Jamie is talking about with Roman Reigns, but pudding wrestling at the Ritz. Brad and I went to the Ritz Thursday night. Brad and I are both now Ritz VIP level customers. We got little cards with our name on them. That gets us in, I guess, whenever we want.
high roller treatment, baby.
That's what it is. Steve was great. We had a good time. We had the ribeye. The ribeye was great. Brad had the French fries. I had the baked potato. Pretty good.
Normally a baked potato guy, but I was craving French fries, man. I'm trying to do my part, and I'm trying to eat no fast food. The goal for the summer is no fast food. So
why is it your part?
What about Star Pizza?
That's not fast.
That's not
food.
fast. Nope.
That's true. That's true.
That is delicious, whole food made with love and care and history and tradition.
What kind of French fries did they have at the Ritz?
Delicious ones.
It was really dark, and he couldn't have seen them even if he.
I didn't know if we were talking like Arby's curly fries or.
Ryan didn't even notice and didn't even say anything about it. That's the first meal I've had in a long time where I did not put an ounce of salt on it. That it was seasoned perfect.
You didn't.
I'm usually one who will like have a salt lick right next to my meal and just go nuts. But it also helps you lose a couple of pounds. You don't crave salt as much.
Right. When you first stop putting that salt on everything, it turns out you don't need it. Brad and I were in Vegas, and I won a couple grand on a slot machine. And I was like, I'm taking you to dinner. And he was like, yeah. And we go to the Palazzo, I think maybe the Venetian. And he gets a $90 steak. And this was 12 years ago. So that $90 steak's a $140 steak now.
At least, yeah.
And homeboy just took the top off the salt and just started pouring on this ribeye, which is salty already.
Yeah. Well,
Just stresses me out.
It's amazing how much your taste buds change when you're not dipping a can of Copenhagen 2 cans of Copenhagen per week. So, I've had that been going for a few years now. So,
Nice.
There you go. Martin, does Muhammad D.E. from South Houston have any interest in coming to U of H?
Yes, Xavier Muhammad is interested. He has an official visit scheduled May 28th. He just got done with his Arizona State official visit.
Yeah, saw that.
But yes, he is interested in the Cougs.
Yeah. You spoke to him. You interviewed him?
Not yet. We
are
setting something up, but
okay.
Yeah, I was hoping he would be at the spring game, but obviously he was busy in Arizona State. So
I heard Jayshon Ridgel has packed on more weight. He's big. Like I saw him and I didn't realize it was him, and I was like, that's 16. That's that worked. But he's put some weight on. Fiesta was underwater yesterday. It was so wild. It did not rain hardly at all here, and you go across 288 towards U of H, and it rained 4 inches. It's just so crazy how that happens. But as Kenneth says, Fiesta is ass. So
Fiesta is ass.
yeah.
I don't know what Fiesta is.
I don't know who's writing too early, Jamie, from our account, but that's got to be Brad.
Yeah, when he was getting into WWE, and I knew your brain probably exploded.
Nah, y'all can. I don't care. Is Roman Reigns winning the title? Is that a big deal? I feel like I've heard his name for like 20 years.
Yeah, he's back. He took a little time off, and now he's on top of the mountain, the head of the table.
Head of the table.
He's on that
Head of the snake.
He's on that Dwayne Rock Johnson run where he was running things for a while, then decided, I'm going to go do some other stuff, and I'll catch you on the flip flop.
Yeah.
I remember going to Fridays off Fuquay and running into Booker T pretty regularly. That Friday's closed. I saw, 4 months ago. That was one of the worst places to eat. Not a fan. Is the basketball roster set with 2 announcements coming this week? I would not say that. Jamie, would you?
Coming this week.
So, U of H has not. There's something that hasn't happened that the guys aren't officially Cougars. So U of H has not said a word about the guys that have. I don't think it is. I was led to believe it's something between the Big 12 and the school. I don't know. But so those guys have not been released. And Kelvin said today that there's 2 guys coming in. He has hinted that it was at least a high school kid was probably coming. So I don't think there's roster set. Not that we know.
The way that it kind of sounded today was that he was looking to bring in 2 guys and redshirt both of them, and then leave a spot open for if something was to pop up. That's kind of the way that I took, because somebody said, "Well, that leaves you 1 spot. Are you going to look to fill it?" And he said, "Never say never." So,
in case Christian Anderson decides, hey, you know what? I'm in the portal now. Houston's kind of a cool city.
One of those things is about to happen, I believe, but I don't think it's going to be anything to do with us, unless we have a spare $6 million sitting around.
Masamba Diop just dropped in our lap.
Yeah, the word on the streets is if he's going to get in the portal, he wants to be the highest paid player to ever enter the portal. So,
is he the best player to ever enter the portal?
He'd be up there for sure. I would say, he and Momcilovic would be right there together. It's kind of crazy that they're both coming.
I saw some dickhead last week saying that Flory Badunga is the greatest transfer in the history of college basketball. Like,
he's the best at scoring 2 feet away from the basket.
He must be like a 14-year-old kid trying to get into sports, because he's not even the best transfer in the last 5 years.
He's not the best transfer in this current portal.
And I'm a huge fan of Badunga.
Yeah, no doubt.
Y'all go that often referring to the Ritz. No, that was my first time. I think it was Brad's first time.
They just take care of us.
They took care of us.
Them. They take care of us. That's the way we got to grow U of H and grow our fans, and we try to grow our business is take care of those who take care of you.
Yeah.
trying
and
to take care
especially
of
with the strip club. Yeah. Do y'all know the names of the additional play? No. And anybody that tells you they know is lying to you. They're a joke. Don't buy that. I need to circle my calendar for the Thrilla in Vanilla. It's this week. Thursday night. Boys' night. Sit in the parking lot, listen to the 4 quarters. I would not do any donos this week. I would save that for the Thrilla in Vanilla. That's me. Or the Thrilla in Butterscotch. Does anything rhyme with butterscotch that you could turn into a postcard worthy? Probably not.
Well, no.
Yeah,
that I could
probably
put on
not.
there.
Is Brad okay?
I mean, am I ever okay?
Take a mental health break at the Ritz. It does wonders. Yeah. I kind of fell in love with the girl. She had boots on past her, like they were really high. Yeah. How does your 2 Chance Bryant look? Martin, what do you think?
I don't have a good response to that because of how much time I spend with the recruits at practice. But I mean, physically he looks bigger. He looks better.
He does.
But
He
as
looks
far as
bigger.
his play, I don't want to pretend like I had an eye on him the entire
Yeah,
time.
I wouldn't say it either. I watched a lot of linebacker drills, and he drills very well. But pretty much everybody drills pretty well at this level. Kenneth, are any of your boys coming?
Let's check the details.
Okay.
Mo
Jamie.
says I'm going to be a tad late, and
Okay.
Daniel didn't say anything. So
Daniel's in Vegas. It's okay if Daniel doesn't respond.
Yeah,
I got
WrestleMania.
an
That's
update.
what I asked. He's not apparently.
Seems like a missed
Martin?
opportunity.
I got an update from Xavier Muhammad. To quote him, still very interested. So take that to the bank.
There you go. That is recruiting news right here on whatever we're doing.
As it
Have we-
happened,
Yeah. I guess we can transition, because that's what we do, to the talk around towns. Jamie, go ahead and tell us about happenings for U of H in the portal this week. You got your 2 guys. You got East. You got Hadnot. Anything you got on those?
Yeah, I posted a couple of clip tapes on both of those guys. So
did.
check that out on the Twitter account. Had me pretty excited just watching some of his film from Fort Wayne. Super athletic. His end-to-end speed was really shockingly about as quick as I've seen in a while. So he jumps a lot of passes, and then next thing you know, he's at the rim on the other end. Like I told y'all last time, I got a chance to watch East play live against Coach Q earlier in the year at Lamar. Was really impressed with him that game, but I think he's one that we're just going to have to be a little bit patient with. I think that he's got a ton of talent. He's just got to let the game slow down a little bit for him. He likes to just go quick, and at the level that he's about to see, he's just got to slow down and just be patient. That's the only thing that I would say about him, but you can absolutely see the talents there. Local kid, you can tell, if you follow his Instagram, he's super excited to be here and to get going. So I think you'll see him work a ton with Kellen, in May, June, and get him up to speed, because he's definitely got the talent, the size, all that kind of stuff. So he's going to get it, but I would just be patient. He's going to do really well to start the year, I think, with, some of the smaller low major, mid-major teams that we play. So that should get him, up to speed before we get into the heart of the season. So that should be good. But yeah, super excited for both of them. Both Houston kids. So that's a pretty cool thing, because I know that, Sam has said in the past that he rarely takes Houston kids unless he knows for sure that they'll be ready to go, because all their friends are going to be there, all their family's going to be there, and he doesn't want to, have them sit in the bench, and that be an embarrassing thing for them. So that tells me that he's got a lot of confidence in both of them, and so exciting things.
Hi, Daniel. Welcome.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Are you at the
Where are
sports book?
you? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm at the sports book right now.
Which one? Where are you at?
Westgate. That's where we're staying at.
Oh, I am a fan of the Westgate Sportsbook. Big
Nice.
fan.
I'm watching the game right now.
Okay.
It's been a long week there one day.
Yeah. Ooh, what a day. What final positions likely on the U of H basketball portal list? I don't know. I don't think anybody does.
I don't think I think you'd probably like to see maybe a backup point guard and maybe one more, either big or athletic forward, something like that. But I do think that they could probably use a backup point guard for sure.
Behind Deedon and Alozi, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Nice press conference. Go ahead, Brad.
If they're planning on redshirt, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
They're next year's problems.
Nice press conference with Kingston. Kenneth went. Kenneth, do you have anything that you'd like to say about Kingston's shocking announcement that he's going to the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the expectation was, but if you guys didn't know, Kingston is going to be an NBA player next year. He will be selected very high in this year's draft. Top 5, top 10, maybe.
Come on, Mavericks, do the thing.
But yeah, I mean, Kingston, he declared for the draft. It was like a 40 minutes. He was actually late, but when he got there, it lasted about 40 minutes, just talking with him and Coach Sampson.
How late was he?
So they told us to be there I think he got there. He had to get there probably like 12. I want to say like 12, between like 12:12 and 12:20. I don't have an exact time.
That's pretty exact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something around that.
Okay. Okay, boys. I have had enough. I am going home or going to bed. Y'all have a great time with this talk around towns. Brad, don't burn it all down. We've kind of built something here. We're like the 3rd or 4th biggest podcast in the U of H space now. We could just don't ruin it. But y'all have fun. Talk NBA, talk WrestleMania, talk whatever you want. But I am going to check out. Thank y'all so much for watching Star Pizza. Make sure to continue, talking about the sponsors, Brad. Section 12X, Star Pizza, and the Ritz. We thank all of you. And I'll see you, Brad, around August 15th.
See ya.
All right.
I'm going to get out of here too, but I got one more thing for football recruiting news to mention.
What do we got?
So Braylon Calais from Cecilia High School in Louisiana is announcing his commitment tomorrow.
Ooh, nice.
And the Cougs are one of 6 schools, the other 5 being Ohio State, LSU, Texas A&M, Miami, and Ole Miss.
We got this, baby.
Yeah. So it's worth at least monitoring. He's another very good athlete. He spends a lot of time playing running back. He can play receiver. He's just another tool in the offense for Westford to build the roster around, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he's not going to be in Houston. So just keep an eye on it tomorrow, fans. Maybe there's some exciting news tomorrow. But that's all I got for tonight. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, good stuff, man. Thank you.
Yep,
sir.
Let's see here. Roy secretly going back to the Reds. I don't know about that. You got to drive too far for him. Well, welcome, guys. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, let's go.
Now,
BWO.
That can get loose. It's not formal. So at that press conference of Kingston, just watching him, what a breath of fresh air that kid has been. I mean, from the moment he committed, the first time we talked to him way back when he committed, when he was a high school player, he just seemed genuinely excited and just a happy person. And he's maintained that disposition the entire time. I hope that he carries that with him the rest of his career. Yeah.
No, you can just, my God, just the maturity that you can see from him. And, Sam talks a lot about his family and just what a great upbringing he had. And you can just tell, they did good. They did good getting him ready. And what a shining light he will be for U of H, representing the Cougs for years to come in the NBA. So, it's just big time.
Yeah, it's another feather in the cap for the staff in one, identifying him and then getting him in here, holding on to him, and then taking him from somebody who wasn't on draft boards, at least in the first round, to going directly to lottery pick.
Yeah, honestly, it's just kind of crazy how everything panned out with that, because even over the summer, a lot of people had Kingston being a guy that would come off the bench. Kingston now would be a guy that would produce in the second year. And then the way he really turned up, really it was that Auburn game, I feel like, that kind of put his name on the map, and you started seeing his name with the buzz in the national, just in the national scene. And ever since that game against Auburn, that neutral site game, when it really was a road game in your first type of road environment of college basketball, and you have the performance that you did. And then honestly, he just kept it going throughout the year. You see all of it against Tennessee in Players Era, dropped 42 on Texas Tech, he kept building. He just kept building on it, and then all that is panning out when he's potentially a top 5 selection.
I think the crazy thing is when you look back at it, and you didn't even mention it here, and we rarely mention it during the season, except whenever it happened. But when you look back at about 5 years, you're going to say, "Holy shit!" Acuff and Flemings were playing against each other during the middle of the season, man. What a special game that was, because those two are going to be all-stars.
Yeah.
I firmly believe Kingston's going to be an all-star within about 4 or 5 years.
Yep. I agree.
I see it lining up. He comes to Dallas, understudies underneath Kyrie for a couple of years, and then boom. Takes it over.
Yeah. Watching one of his guys, De'Aaron Fox, right now.
We got J-Mo. J-Mo finally joined us. J-Mo's backstage. Joseph Mosby.
You still don't know how to work your camera.
You're still up and down. Vertical.
Hey, I'm about to join off my computer in a second. I just ran home. So you got to give me a second. But how y'all boys doing?
Doing
What's
well, man.
up?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Daniel, you got the background of all backgrounds today. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, that's
this is real life.
He's not the
I know. I'm saying you got a nice background today. Where you at?
I'm at the sports book right now at the Westgate Casino.
Daniel, you go to Vegas like every week.
That's what I was about to say. Well, what's up with this Daniel and Vegas combo? I don't get it.
I don't know, man. The city just calls my name.
They calling you. Hey, we know where he gonna be living soon.
Am I too loud, by the way? That's why I've been staying muted. I don't want
No, you can mute when you're, because it's just I just hear the screens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're at a game.
I gotta ask though, Daniel, are you up or down right now? Are you up or down?
I am incredibly down right now.
It's time to retire. You know, you
gotta
got your
give
good
it
win.
up.
You got a win on the way back from Oklahoma, and that's I mean Oklahoma, Kansas City. I think that's where you need to start.
It's okay. I'm always up.
Yeah. I don't know if I came in at a bad topic, so I'm gonna shut my mouth and let's get back to that.
Nah, we're talking about the Kingston press conference.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I was just now getting off a train. I was on a train for 27 hours.
Why? And it's like, why would you take a train, bro? Like you went on vacation and you're like half your trip was you on the train.
No. It wasn't half. It was about maybe 20%. But and it wasn't vacation. It was a work trip for my clothing brand. But it's because I wanted to take the scenic route, and then I got some good videos on the way back. If you want, I can show y'all to them later. I just posted one on Studio Jambo that I'm gonna use for like my videos and stuff. And cause I'm not gonna lie, I've been spending a lot of money on flights recently, following the team around, trying to save a little bit of money. So instead of $300, I spent like 80. You know, so
Where'd you take a train to?
Huh?
Where'd you take a train to?
I was in Arizona, so I took the train from Arizona, Phoenix area, all the way back to Houston.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
At least you probably had some decent stuff to look at for a while.
Yeah, and I wasn't alone, so it wasn't bad.
Cool.
It's definitely unique. It's not something you're going to do often, I would assume.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it because it was really fun. I actually really enjoyed my time.
Nah,
Well, just because the amount of time it takes.
Yeah, I met some really dope people. This woman who was a lawyer and her husband who's from Wales, and he's a professor at I think Cal or something like that. And we had a good conversation with them. The food was a lot better than airplane food. I'll say that.
I would assume you had like a sleeper car or something.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I rode coach. So
How was that?
it was cool. Like I'm saying, I wasn't alone, so it was really dope. But it was actually pretty comfortable. You get about 10 feet of space for yourself, so it really wasn't bad.
That's significantly better than planes.
Yeah. So. But no,
Amtrak, bro.
Yeah, shout out
No
Amtrak.
question. Can you lay down?
Go ahead. You said what?
Like,
Say it again, Daniel.
like, can you lay down in coach? Or is it
Yeah,
just
I
like
lay
all
down.
chairs?
Yeah, you can lay down flat. I was laying down flat, so I slept
Oh, that's not
comfortably.
that bad.
The only thing that sucked is if you get a sleeper car, you get free food, and then you also get a shower. I didn't get a shower. I had to stop. Like at one of the rest stations, you get like a 45-minute stop, and that's when I was like, that's when you can normally shower. But I was yapping, so. But made it home. I'm safe. We get to talk about ball with the boys. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have a bone to pick. Right, I was out of town for this. I gotta say this. Why was the spring game not live recorded? I didn't get to see a single thing that happened other than one touchdown.
Because it's a practice.
Man, I don't want to hear all that.
I would only. We had it a couple of years. I think when in Willie's first year it was televised, but then ever since that year, a lot of schools stopped wanting to televise their spring games because players were getting they thought their players were getting poached. Because they had previously they had the spring portal, and so players were just taken off. Like last year we lost Keontae Scott
And
right
AJ
after.
Hawsey.
Yeah.
And that's day two picks right there. So that was a huge loss. So I understand why he didn't want to record it, but still, it's just as the fans, man. Spring football is such an exciting time. It's like 4 months after the school year's ended. You get to see all the incoming freshmen, especially this year. We had a bunch of incoming freshmen that were highly touted, a bunch of really good transfer recruits, and I didn't get to see any of the action in the spring game. Now I was at a lot of practices, so I got to see from there. But, just feel like that's an experience that, U of H can capitalize off of, especially since we're trying to grow the notoriety of the school. Someone sees Keyshawn's the number one recruit in the country, let them go see him in spring ball instead of waiting until the fall. That's just my opinion.
Right. No, I would like to, but I mean, it used to ESPN they would make a big deal out of it. I mean, you had spring game after spring game after spring game on ESPN and all the ESPN channels, but it's thinned out dramatically over the last few years because of poaching, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
Honestly,
we don't have the spring portal. We don't have the spring portal anymore. So let's bring back the TV spring game.
I would be all for it.
Honestly, I was told last year, because I know last year the spring game was supposed to be televised, and then they announced that it wouldn't be. I was told because of the format of Willie Fritz's, the way he does the spring game, it's essentially just an extended 11-on-11 practice period with the normal drills at the beginning of the practice. I was told the way it's formatted is the reason why ours in particular wasn't televised. I don't know about other schools, but.
Right.
I mean, you say that, but then you look at Ohio State, and they have a really funky format for how they did theirs, but it was still live televised. Baylor's is going to be televised. A lot of other Big 12 schools are going to be televised. I think it was just a personal decision. I understand, like, Willie likes to keep everything in-house. He doesn't want to give the teammates, the other teams, anything, so I get it. I'm just, a little sad as someone that loves watching football.
Gotta be on point, J-Mo.
It used to be a big deal for me because basketball sucks. But now that basketball's good, I'm like, okay, whatever. Because usually about this time, I'm in some kind of basketball hangover, and that's all I can think about.
I got you. I do want to ask, I don't know if y'all got into it. Have y'all seen what the women's basketball team has been added in that transfer portal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but it looks good.
Hey.
Matthew Mitchell has put into himself together a team, man.
Let Coach Mitchell cook, man.
Yeah.
I seen some of the moves. Obviously, Houston area talent, Justice Carlton. She just announced her commitment. She was a number 12 player in 2024 class, and she was a McDonald's All-American. She went over to UT for a year. I think she was on the SEC tournament, all tournament team. They got another former 4-star from Oregon, and they got I think she's a guard from JUCO, and she averaged about 17 points per game playing in JUCO. And then they also got a 6'6" center
from my old stomping grounds, Tarleton State.
Tarleton State. So, hey man, Matthew Mitchell was cooking, bro. Like it was. I mean, honestly, it was only a matter of time. Like last year, the team what it was last year, just when he got here. He got here very late in the cycle. He inherited a team that only had 3 players on the roster, so he kind of just had to get bodies and just make something work with what he had. But now he's having a full year of recruiting, and he's getting talent out of the portal. So I'm honestly excited for U of H women's basketball coming into this next season.
Me too, he had a lot to rebuild from. U of H has been kind of down bad for a while, so it's going to take a little bit of time to establish itself.
Yeah. But like I said, I think they're on the right track. They're adding a lot of good players. They're adding size. Another thing that was really hurting them last year was just competing with some of the larger teams, with the larger ladies out there. But, they're adding skill. Matthew Mitchell himself is already a great coach. We know what he's capable of, and now he's getting the roster to go with it. So I'm excited to see what's going on there. I know
they got smaller.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see. Now, I know y'all talked about it. What do y'all think this roster looks like when they roll out? I'm interested to hear what you say about this too, Jamie, because I know you the big transfer portal guy for the men's team.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think you get 3 guys back that played big minutes with JoJo and Chase and Mercy, so something to build around. They can be your culture guys. Big time getting JoJo back. Somebody that's so good defensively. I think that he'll improve tremendously offensively this year. And then you get 2 prolific scorers with Thomas and Hadnot, and then we'll see with East. I think he'll be a good backup guy. And then the freshman. Super excited about Arafan. I know that I talked to somebody in the program the other day, and they're super excited for what he can bring that we really haven't had over the past couple of years. And that's just someone that can hold down the circle is what they refer to. They can hold down the circle on both ends of the court. So, it's going to be hard to score inside on them, and then it gives them a prolific guy that can score in the post that we haven't had with this past year with no J1. So I know they're super, super excited about him. I saw the other day he had a small injury. He missed some of the all-star games that he was supposed to play in, but I think they're getting him sometime in May, and he'll be ready to roll in June. So a lot to be excited about, a lot of unknowns, some new faces, but that's not always a bad thing. Kind of reminds me of the 2022 team with Carlton and Tajay Moore and those guys that, you didn't really know what you had until you got out on the court. I think that was the year Hofstra, I think it was a 3-point. We may have even gone to overtime. I can't really remember. I know it was a super, super close game. That was my first season being here. And I was like, oh gosh, they've got a lot of new faces coming off that Final Four team, and then you play Hofstra really close, and then, just ended up being an incredible team. So I think it's one that, they're going to have to build some chemistry, and, but maybe by the time we get back from Vegas, we'll kind of know what we have.
Yeah. What about I did want to talk about Isaiah Harwell. He went over to Gonzaga. And honestly, I really like the move.
Yeah.
I think that's a really great move for him, for his development, for his career. For Daniel has his hand raised. Unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is. He decided to transfer and get out of U of H. But he went over to Gonzaga. I mean, honestly, he proved me wrong a little bit. I was like, where's he gonna go? But Gonzaga, I mean, you can't go wrong going over there playing for Mark Few. And then Daniel.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I believe it's pronounced Gonzaga.
No, it's Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga.
I don't know.
It's Gonzaga. Let's pull up the. Can we pull up that Coach Sampson press conference to JD?
No,
yeah, I think he went to the best possible situation for him.
Sure.
And he's not taking. I mean, I joke that he has to take a step down to go to Gonzaga, but it's really a good move. Just a different way to skin it, and for what his dad said that he's looking for, it fits. It fits. Yeah. He's going to get more shots, and it's going to be a more free flowing offense for him to do it. Now he's going to have a lot of competition. Competition is not going to get any less over there. So I mean, gonna have to earn it.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it should be interesting. They lost some guys to the portal as well. They lost some graduations, so I think he'll probably get some early playing time. I know that they're in the mix for Jop from Arizona State, so gives you just a really, really good big man to play with as well. I haven't heard just a ton about him recently. I know that when he first got in the portal, it was for sure between St. John's and Gonzaga. But I haven't heard much lately, so we'll see.
We need that Houston versus Gonzaga in Players Era this year.
Yeah, why not?
I'll take it. I hope we load up on really good teams in the Players Era. I don't want to play Notre Dame again.
Yeah.
I don't think teams like Notre Dame or Syracuse should be there. I think it should be Sweet 16 level teams.
I agree. I think they're trying, the way that they're doing the tournament, I think they're just trying to add a bunch of teams. Because I think it's like 32 teams now playing in it, and that they're trying to expand it again to 64. It doesn't need to be that big. There aren't 60 plus teams that are worth watching at a single tournament. I
saw the other day they bounced a couple of teams out. I can't remember who they were though. I'll have to go back and look, but it sounds like they got rid of a couple because I know for a fact, yeah, they were struggling to get everybody paid this year. And I mean, I get it. Like I was there. I mean, in that Notre Dame game, it was me and my dad and 10 of our friends, and that was the only people in there.
Yeah, there was probably 20 people in the stands at that game.
And the messed up part is, so the way me and my dad had the casinos comped our tickets because he goes to the casino so much. Well, for that game, they didn't know when you were going to play, who you were going to play, whatever. So they didn't have our tickets comped. So I was like, it's fine. I'll go up to the gate and I'll get our tickets there. I said, can I get 2 tickets? And he said, they're $150 each for general admission. I said, $150 each? I said, there's no wonder there's nobody in there. I said, it's okay. Let me get on my phone real quick and look on SeatGeek. Yeah. So I got 2 tickets for $30 total, and in we went. But when you're charging $150, then something's up.
Especially when that was just a consolation game. I mean, they weren't playing in the championship. They didn't advance that far in players era. So definitely, honestly, I thought it was just because it was an early game. Like I was like, there's nobody. Like I was sitting there watching the game. I'm like, there's nobody in here. It was honestly felt like just like an open run.
Right.
I didn't get to watch. Maybe I can go next year with the team, but it seems like it's a dope experience for the media and for the players. Maybe they need to work on the fan side of things. Just make it better for the fans. But I feel like it's like that for almost every sport that's happening in Las Vegas right now. It's a money show, right?
Those tournaments, they always have small attendance. Now the difference is that in Maui they play in a little bitty tiny gym. In Carolina they play in a little tiny gym. In the Bahamas they play in a ballroom with temporary bleachers. These are playing in bigger arenas, and so they're dramatically bigger than anything that is competing as far as competing tournament. That's just a bad time to travel for anybody in late November. You're talking Thanksgiving and getting into the holidays, and especially for better teams who have a pretty good assumption that they're going to be in the field of 68 or 64, 68, and then they're also going to probably make at least a round or two. So that's fans traveling to a couple of different spots. So you're starting to really kind of push the wallet of fans if you're asking them to go to Vegas and then conference tournament and then regular tournament, then Sweet 16.
No, 100% agree. And I'm not gonna act like it's not a bad time, but I also feel like it's Vegas and there's always a constant amount. Like look at Daniel randomly in Vegas right now. You know what I mean? So there's always a constant influx. You can take advantage of it. I think that was just my point, that they did a bad job of marketing it and reaching out to the fan, even the casual people that live in Las Vegas. Las Vegas people love sports. So I don't know. I might just be talking. So
I think the Players Era tournament it can be a good event. Honestly, like they play in great venues. It's in Vegas, and then the marketing. I mean, and they kind of do what they do with it. And I think that right now, I think most of their money that they're getting off of it is from TV, because they put it on TNT and True and all those networks. So I think the TV dollars are kind of helping it right now, and I mean it's only been around for 2 years. So I think as they're going to continue to try to grow it, and I think if you have a bunch of elite programs in one gym, I mean that's going to get people involved, and you might have to get on the drawing board about how you want to market it, how you want to present it to the fan, because it is a weird time of year with it and it being around Thanksgiving. But there's just a lot of people in Vegas already, and then so you don't really have to get the out of towners, which they'll be there too. But you have to really just try to market it to those who are already in Vegas, I would say.
Yep. Real quick. So a few years ago, when I was coaching ball, I had one of these preseason media days where the local newspaper and all those guys would come interview us, and they asked me to run down my roster, and I forgot about one of my best players. And the next morning when this one was a videoed interview, and the next morning her dad called and said, "Hey, you forgot about my daughter. She's one of your best players." Every time that y'all have asked me about our new team, I keep forgetting about Gillespie, who's probably going to be a starter.
Oh,
So also Gillespie from Kent State. He's going to be a dynamic player. He's a true Houston type of player, big, strong, athletic, big time motor, get on the floor, can shoot the three, can get to the basket, can play back to the basket. So I didn't want to leave him off. And his mom called me tomorrow and asked why I forgot to mention him on GoCoogs tonight.
Yeah. Can I say this though? From what I've seen of him, he reminds me in a way in a high motor and especially the frame and the size of JoJo a bit. Not obviously he's not going to be the defensive player of the year candidate like JoJo is, but offensively he seems like that much of an engine. And I think it would be really interesting to see how those 2 6'8" guys with like 7 foot plus of wingspan with the high motor, how teams are going to be able to defend that and stop that.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say it's just
Go ahead.
just about the two guys, Braden East and Gillespie. Both of those guys, I mean, they can stretch the floor out a bit, and they kind of have similar playing styles. They kind of so I'm noticing a trend with the bigs. I think Kelvin is looking for guys, especially bigs, that can stretch the floor. He's really investing into floor spacing with the roster this year, and even Aerofan, like he has a somewhat of a 3-point ability from what I've seen. They're calling him African Jokic and all that stuff. So I'm seeing a trend with the bigs that are being brought in with this team.
Here's the one thing I hope to see going forward. Anybody 6'8" and above, if you shoot a three, you run laps on the line. I want you getting to the damn hole.
What if they bring in Momcilovic? You still gonna say that?
Well, I don't even want Momcilovic.
You don't want Momcilovic?
No, hey. I think he's a one-trick pony. He's a cone on defense.
Let me just pull a Kelvin. We're not getting Momcilovic.
No, I didn't think so either. But I honestly, I was like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind him.
No, I wouldn't mind him, but he's a Florida Gator, so
easily.
Yeah. I heard that.
But no, the good thing that about the group of guys that we've got, one thing I really paid attention to is where are their shots coming from, and pretty much every one of them are over half their shots are coming from the paint or at the rim. The big guys even more. I mean, the big guys are 60-70% in the paint or at the rim, but all the guards attack the glass. They get in, they go in, they try to score, and all the guys that we're bringing in get to the free throw line. They actually shoot more free throws per game, each person, than we've had on the entire roster last year. So those are the two major problems that we had, our biggest deficiencies, I believe, from an offensive standpoint, is that, and a reason why we would be very hot and cold, is that we relied on a lot of shooting threes, a lot of standing around, and then pulling up jumpers. I love the mid-range game, but if you're absent attacking the paint and attacking the rim, then you become really, really one-dimensional and a lot easier to guard. And if you're doing nothing but jacking threes, I mean, I think Milo's 50% of his shots came from three, and E-Man, like 61% of his shots came from three. E-Man's not a surprise. Milos was a big surprise. That means you're not going to get to the line. And if you're not going to get to the line, you're not going to be scoring easy buckets. And then you're not putting pressure on them, on your opponent, as far as fouls go. We're very aware of what the problems that fouls cause.
Yeah, honestly, looking at this team last year and looking at especially Corey Hadnett, looking at some of his tape that Jamie posted on the timeline, he gets downhill. He attacks. We didn't see a lot of that with this team last year. Like you said, Brad, a lot of dancing around the perimeter, a lot of left. There's more. It was a lot of left to right as opposed to up and down. So I think that was addressed in the portal. We need the attackers. We need guys that are going to go to the rim, that are going to get fouled. Honestly, like I would like to see Emmanuel drive to the basket because Emmanuel, in the moments that he drove, he can pick up fouls. Emmanuel can. I mean, I said it last year. I said we need to just start flopping because Emmanuel can flop his way to 8 to 12 attempts a night if he wanted to. But they just never, utilize their ability to do it. What I've seen from these guys, they're attackers. They're gonna go get it. They're ready to. The guards are ready to go to the rim and punch it on someone. So it really has me excited on what this group can do. It is a bit of an unknown, just of the competition that they're coming up from. But at the end of the day, if you know how to ball, you can ball.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the growth of Mercy and McCarty.
Yeah,
the M&M boys.
I'm going to ask because I don't know if y'all talked about it earlier. How do y'all see the rotation going? Do y'all see McCarty and Mercy starting? Do we see something McCarty 6-man? I wanted to think about how do y'all imagine everybody's dream starting lineup and what you think is more realistic and everything.
So you're the one saying that Chase needs to start. No questions. He said Chase has to start.
I did say that. I was gonna say my take for last, but you know what I mean?
If I'm gonna put my starting lineup out there right now, it would be Thomas at the point, Mercy at 2, Cardi at 3, Gillespie at 4, JoJo at 5. And you could flip flop JoJo and Gillespie. 4 or 5 really doesn't matter in our offense. It's just who's going to be low and who's going to be setting the screen. But I think that's your starting 5, and the rest of the guys are going to. I think they've built the roster to where we need 9 guys who could play regular, and you need to have a core of 8 guys you can put in any situation.
Yeah.
If I had to go right now, I would go Thomas at the 1, Merce at the 2, Chase at the 3, Joe at the 4, and Arafan at the 5. And then I would look, and I said this last year too, but I would look to bring in Gillespie and bring in Hadnot and turn up the speed, attack. But I think just the feeling that I got when I talked to them the other day was that Arafan is going to be their 5 to start. But I mean, can you just imagine going from, just the classic Houston, playing a little bit slower to that first media timeout, you're bringing in Gillespie and Hadnot and just going balls to the wall, fast. I think that that could be something.
Daniel, what you got?
I really like Jamie's lineup that he just said, but I had a thought about the lineup you kind of pushed out, Brad. If Arfan is the big off the bench, do we think Kelvin ramps up his minutes, or do we see him as he's going to get minutes here and there, similar to what Sacco got this past season?
No. I see him at 20 to
more like a
30 minute guy. I mean, if you can get 30 out of him, great. I don't know if he's ready for that yet. But he's going to look like a different. Whatever he comes in, and he's coming in May, I believe, to get an early start on training. But when he comes in, he's going to look dramatically different by the time September rolls around.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we kind of see a true 9 to 10 man rotation where all these guys get heavy minutes, and it's not just the same 6-7 guys playing 30 minutes a night, 30 plus minutes a night.
Yeah, I mean, we thought we were going to have a lot more quality depth and more consistent depth, but Harwell fell off, Mercy struggled early, and Chase was struggling early.
And he was banged up. That hand was giving him issues the whole year.
He was hurt.
And so, these it took a long time for those guys. But we need to have a legit. I mean, that's what made us a much better team last year is when Malik turned the corner, and so you had true depth at the guard. That was the biggest difference maker for us the year before last, whatever we made the Final Four run.
Yeah.
No. See, that's why. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I see the starting five, and I think there's a couple of different ways it could go. With Arafan, I know me and you talked about this, Joseph, about how he'll develop, how they'll work on him with his body and stuff like that. But if he comes off the bench, I do see him being that third big situation, like how Javier was a couple years ago. But in terms of starting lineup, I think it's going to be Dayton at the one. You're going to have Mercy. I was thinking, if they go do away with the 3 guard, you'll probably have Chase. If you go 3 guards, you might slot Corey in there, but I think it's going to be Chase at the 3, and then Gillespie, of course, and then JoJo. From what you're telling me, Jamie, it might be JoJo and Arafan. I wouldn't be opposed to that neither, because this guy's he's the number 1 center in the country. I think a lot of people are kind of underrating him a little bit, but I think he's an amazing talent, and he's definitely fills in needs that this team didn't have last year.
Yeah, for sure.
I like this. I like all of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my lineup. I guess I can say mine. My 5. I'm not gonna lie. It's the same with Towns. You have Thomas at the 1. I think we have Mercy at the 2, Chase at the 3. We're gonna have JoJo. I personally want to see JoJo at the 4. I think he's better in space. And I think Joe Recker has a better post game than JoJo, so I'd rather see him at the 5. I like that lineup. My thing is, like you said, Kenneth, I just want to see what Chase McCarty does at the 3. I think he put up some of the best minutes on the entire team out of anyone last year when it comes to his effort. And he was playing out of position, man. I'm pretty sure he played 2 in high school. Or something like that. He was a guard.
I think he was a 2. I think he was recruited as a shooting guard out of high school.
Yeah,
that's what his high school position was.
People forget, man. He was a 4-star playing real big boy basketball at IMG Academy. That's one of the best programs in the country. And I want to see what he has in him, because I know he started adding a little bit of that step back into this game last year, but I feel like there's more to that bag that we haven't seen a lot. And I want to see what that does for him. Mercy, I think, is going to turn into a star, and him and Thomas out the backcourt, I think, is going to pose some real problems for the people in the Big 12. Mercy can score. You saw it by the end of the year. It looked like the game was in slow motion for him. I remember saying that on 4 quarters, is because he just looks like a different player. He's playing with a different confidence. And then you got a senior guard in Thomas Jr. that averaged 7.5 assists last year, right, Jamie?
Around there? Somewhere in there.
Yeah, so he already know he's a floor general. That takes the pressure off of Mercy. He can just focus on going and score. So I just want to see what that. But I also think, from my position, I think they built this team on purpose this way because they want to play more people. I think Coach Sampson had a lot of faith in his players, but, the offense wasn't consistent the moment you took Kingston off the floor, the moment you took E-Man off the floor. They had no offense. And I think he wanted to build this team to, yes, ideally run 8 deep, but he can run confidently with 10 people at any time in any matchup and know that there won't be going down. Now, I guess I've been complaining about it in our group chat a lot. I'm going to lie about it. My biggest concern is we saw how they lost to Illinois. That was a more physical team, a stronger team, and a larger team. Wanted to see them add a little bit more size. But then I look at it, and it seems like they're actually wanting to run 3 wing, actual wing this year, and I'm cool with it. So we're running Chase at the wing in the starting lineup, and I'm assuming Bryce Jackson was going to be the wing on the bench lineup. I'm cool with it, So yeah.
Because Bryce is another 6'6" guy too, and I think Bryce is gonna be really nice. So that's another guy I'm excited to really see. Get some burn this year.
Jamie, let's see. No, don't know much about Cordell and Bryce. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so the person that I talked to in the program said Bryce is the name to watch this year, that they weren't really looking to recruit anyone to play above him, that they had that much confidence in him. Freak athlete, can score it. He has just been blowing them away in practice towards the end of the season. So he's somebody that they are really, really high on, which is very, very exciting. And then Cordell, I think he'll probably be your backup point guard. he's probably more of a defensive threat. He can shoot a little bit, he can pass, but I think that he's one of those that you just look to get a few minutes here and there out of, go in, lock down their best player, whoever their best guard is, whoever, maybe the head of the snake is, he has the Emmanuel defensive role this year to just go in and try to shut them down. So super excited for both of those guys, but they definitely called out Bryce specifically and said that that's somebody that they're keeping an eye on for sure.
Yeah. So we assuming he's going to be the backup wing.
Yeah, I would think so for sure.
Backup 3.
Yep.
What do you where do you see Ikenna, falling into the rotation? Because honestly, I think maybe there might be a competition between him and Cordell, between who gets those backup point guard minutes.
I think that that's a good call. I would say that if it's really close, that you may even see him as a redshirt option. I've heard people, out there trying to say, he's the next Jamal Shedd, and maybe he is. But, from the film that I've seen, he kind of reminds me of Malik Wilson when Malik first got to U of H. Super, super athletic, super quick, but maybe just needs that time to grow in the program.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to come in. Yeah. Not everybody's going to come in and be like Kingston or, these big name guys. Some of these are going to actually have to be freshmen that grow and grow into the program. So that's just kind of where I see him right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he comes in and he's a day one ready to go guy, but just from the film that I've watched, I would look to be patient with it.
Yeah, honestly, with the moves they're making, I don't really think he's coming into a program that kind of already has pieces in place, so there's no any pressure on him to come in and be able to produce right away. I was going to say about Cordell, I kind of envision him playing a similar role like Malik did as well a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Or maybe we could see him do something similar, like you said, redshirt, like Cordell did. I think, Coach Sampson's always going to be big on seniority, so he's going to give Cordell the first look, have him compete all summer, but give Cordell the first look, especially since he's been in the program for so long. He was on that Final Four team, so.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
He's a hell of a defender.
Yeah, for sure. And we heard just today, Coach Sampson talking about, what attracted you to Kingston? And the first thing that he mentioned was the loyalty that Kingston had playing on one AAU team, playing on one high school team, played for the same coach since he was like in the second grade all the way through his senior year. That, for me, Cordell staying here and sticking it out, that does speak, because he could have gone to Louisiana and started right now. He could have gone to a lot of different places and just been ready to start. But the fact that he stuck with Houston and he didn't get in the portal this year just speaks volumes. So that shows me that they've told him, we have faith in you, you have faith in us, and we'll be ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
I think his
biggest hope for the summer is these guys stay healthy. If they can be healthy and have an entire summer finally where they can actually work on their game. And I hope I want to see JoJo and Arafan not tip the ball out as much, to grab it and go back and dunk it.
Yeah. You will see that from Arafan, just from the tons of high school film that I've watched on him, is he does like to rebound with two hands and go straight back up. I mean, guys, I said this about Kingston last year. He's different. Okay, this was before we ever saw him. He's different than anything that we've had at the point guard position. Arafan, I would say he's different. He's different than any big guy that we've had since Josh Carlton. And I think even before that, I think he's just a different animal than any of the big guys that we've seen. He is a baby Shaq coming in from day one. And I think just having that summer to work with Coach Bishop is going to do just, move mountains for him. But he's different than anything that we've seen. And I think he's going to be one that could rip a backboard down at some point.
Definitely.
I was gonna say I've been kind of saying I don't know how he's gonna transform over the summer, but then I realized, I'm making my claim now. He's African. Us Africans, we move different. We get in shapes different. You can put on that muscle real quick. I'm expecting to come out game one with a 6-pack. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They have from what, May, because he's gonna get here in May till November to get right. And especially with Coach Bishop, he's worked wonders with multiple guys that's come through this program. I don't see how he'll be any different when he gets in, when he'll start working. When he starts working, he's gonna get to it just like any other guy.
Yeah, I guess my only question is how much basketball is he going to be playing in the summer versus just conditioning.
I mean, summer is everybody's working out.
Yeah, but
practice doesn't really start for the team until September.
Allegedly,
yeah,
they practice.
Well, I mean, they get their individual work in and all that fun stuff. But he's going to be grinding on that. They're going to have him doing everything. He's not going to get any over the top special treatment. He's just going to get Samsonized over the summer.
Yeah,
you get that Bishop seal of approval.
Yeah. He'll get jumped in.
I feel like Coach Sampson not going to even be there that much over the summer. He'll be taking vacation. He needs it. I don't blame him. Yeah. Who's
Go ahead.
Who's some extra names? Because I know there's about 3 rosters to fill. Coach Sampson today said there's 2 commits. He just hasn't announced them. I'm assuming there's just going to be some freshmen that they were recruiting into the portal, and then now they're here. And then I keep hearing about an international player for some random guy on Twitter that I honestly do not trust, but I want to hear what y'all think.
Yeah, the guy with
don't listen.
He might have a couple hundred followers now, but I don't know who that.
Be careful to who we're listening to on Twitter.
I'm about to say, who is this guy? That's what I want to know.
So, just don't. That's all I'm gonna say. He's in some of the groups that I'm in, and he's making a fool out of himself in those groups. He's begging for information. The second the main source in our group says something, he's posting it just immediately. And we're not supposed to do that in that group. So he's going to get kicked out, and then mysteriously all of his inside info is going to disappear. But just it is what it is. No, we're not. I can tell you this: if we get a European guy, I'll go out in the street and do naked backflips down my street because it's not going to happen.
It seems like there's still a lot of dudes out in the portal right now.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like with the basketball portal cycle, the commitments aren't rolling in like as fast. I feel like it's not like the free agency. Like as soon as the clock hits 12:01, you have 50 signings that somehow came to deal in 1 minute. Yeah, or it's just even like how NBA free agency used to be. As soon as the clock turned, you got a whole bunch of deals rolling in.
I think it's because of the NIL. I think that's the big issue right now. College basketball NIL is a whole different headache. Football is a little bit more manageable. Basketball, everybody wants $10 million. So,
well, and that's in football. You don't have 40 freshmen going into the draft.
Yeah.
You've also got, this is the craziest thing that I've heard. There's a guy from UNLV that visited Texas Tech this weekend. And apparently the visit went really well until it didn't. And they let him go without a commitment because his agent, who is his lifelong friend that he grew up with, said, we want his money and y'all are going to give me $700,000 for getting him to you. And Texas Tech said, thanks, but no thanks. $700,000 just for, nah. So there's a lot of just crazy stuff going on out there.
See, man, that's where the I can't believe that. I can believe it because the NCAA is excuse me, the presidents and board of regents are idiots. because they are the NCAA. But the fact that you don't have agents being regulated and licensed in college is brutal. I mean, we know for a fact in the last few years, you've heard different agents come out defending that they're taking 20% of what a kid gets, which is what, nearly 10 times more than what NBA agents are allowed to take.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be an NIL agent. Like anybody can do that.
Talkin Cougars.
It really is.
Lynden.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if the portal is a little bit slower this year, just because the absurd money that players are asking for. Because I've heard too many guys getting and asking for mid-first round money that aren't first round players. It's like, if you've got a dude who is fringe draft, who might be drafted in 2 or 3 years, and they're asking for $2.5 million, $3 million, it's like, that's kind of crazy, because we know what pros get paid and what slot that would go in. So that would be what, 21st pick, 22nd pick, at $2.5 million.
I mean, it's crazy to think that the portal will be open 2 weeks Tuesday, and I think it closes Tuesday. And LSU has 0 players on their roster. Texas Tech has 3 players on their roster. Kansas, I don't know how many Kansas has. Maybe 2 or 3 right now. Like, it's just crazy to think about. I mean, there's not that many freshmen out there left. So you gotta, and it's just gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna get harder and harder to field entire rosters through the portal. Like, I don't, people say, "Oh well, we'll just get in the transfer portal," but I don't think people just relying on the portal year in. I don't think that's a sustainable method. And I think
it's not.
These teams are gonna have to get serious about high school recruiting and just who you bring in, because you're gonna need those guys. Throughout more. It has to be longer than a 1 year commitment.
I'm trying to keep up with it and keep a spreadsheet of the Big 12. And right now, Iowa State has 15 players and nobody else has more than 11. And we're the ones with 11. So, I mean.
They jumped out and got five.
Yeah, the first weekend. Yeah, I heard that what you have to do at Iowa State is you have to get in the octagon, which we'll get to later with Ox. And if he beats you in the octagon, then you have to commit. So he went 5 for 5 that first weekend.
I saw what's his name, Breakout Dak wound up.
Yeah,
Bandy. That's a good move for him. I ain't gonna lie to him.
And he got paid.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
But you still got guys out there. You still got bigs out there, right?
Yeah.
Is the big kid from St. Mary's, is he still out there?
No, he went to Iowa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Diop's still available. Chom is still available. That's all.
He visited. He's visiting Michigan.
That'd be a good move for him.
Yeah, they're reloading.
I just assumed that he would wind up at Kentucky,
Kansas.
I don't know. Kansas, they might. I guess they're still holding out on Tyron Stokes.
Yeah, they can have it.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he's crystal ball to go to Kansas. Everybody's saying Kansas, but it's April and he still hasn't committed. So
it would probably be Kansas, and they'll be 3 for 3 in hating their big name stars. And what's his name? The kid that transferred from Michigan,
Dickinson.
Yeah,
Dickinson
to DNP to Stokes.
Tyron Stokes. I like Tyron Stokes though. I think he's a good player.
I don't think there's never been a question that all three of those weren't great players.
Yeah.
Where do y'all think that Christian Anderson's going to end up at?
In the draft.
He said he's not going to the draft.
I thought he declared.
No, he entered the transfer portal today. Said he's not going to the draft.
I don't know if, again, I think that's another one of those. It was somebody with 100 followers that said he was, which I have heard for sure he is gonna keep his name in the draft, but also get in the portal.
Interesting.
Florida's another one that I've been hearing pop up there. I think that they could be looking to spend a lot of money.
I figure he would be at a good fit at Bama.
I think so too.
I think LSU also has been
somewhere where he's going to get a lot of shots.
Yeah, and a lot of money.
Tech's in a difficult situation because they're in a holding pattern without Toppin.
Yeah,
they're in a holding pattern because you don't think Toppin's going to be. He's going to make it next year.
Yeah, that was a fake account.
J-Mo got sent to.
But I have heard that all day in that group that I'm in, that he is going to keep his name in and get in the portal.
I got
apparently he's another one that his dad's running the show. So
those AAU dads, man.
Yeah.
It's always a concern in every sport at every level is helicopter parents.
Yep.
Tough to deal with. I mean, I coach like 9-year-olds in baseball, and for about a month, and I'm like, okay, this is good enough. I'm gonna choke somebody.
We got a comment from Cougar that I kind of wanted to ask y'all about, because I was gonna go there next. If you want to pull that up, any update on McFarland and Lott and where they end up?
I have not heard a peep.
Yeah.
Hoping one of them comes back, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. They might they might have to go play for Kiwanis.
I think so. Go Twin Towers.
Yeah.
They would both play immediately. So
yeah.
They
might put Sid at the point.
You know, I hope they both go where they can play immediately. I think Sid deserves at least a shot to get a lot of playing time. He's put in the work. He's put in the effort. He was here for 4 years, three and a half years. I think McFarland, if he can get somewhere and stay healthy and start, sky's the limit, man. He could be right back in the Power Four and making really big money for a good team.
Yeah,
it's just it's a numbers thing, and that's the dark side of this. That's the dark side of this business is coaches are going to have to make decisions on players, and you know, some of them are going to tell them the truth, and luckily we tell the guys the truth and let them know where they stand. It's not a negative thing. It's just you're probably not going to get the playing time that you expected or wanted. And we'll support you whatever decision you make.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it made sense for both of those guys to get in the portal. Especially looking at a guy like Sid. I mean, he's going into his final year, and he probably just at the end of the day he just wants to play. Because I mean, he stayed down. He was on this team for 3 years, and you just keep getting recruited over. And it comes time. Why waste your last year on the bench? They keep recruiting guys over you. Go see if you can play. In terms of McFarland, I mean, I thought he could have been a guy to contribute for this team, but it's no guarantee. Especially they're also probably looking at other bigs to come in and be in front of him. But he was a 4-star in high school, so I think he has he might have some game, and he has a bunch of years of eligibility left because he hasn't really played at all in his college career.
Mm-hmm. Any news on Reese Alston?
I would say we're firmly in the mix for sure. There's been a lot of hype around Wichita State. His AAU coach is now an assistant coach at Wichita State, and their head coach is a Texas guy, so they have some connections there. His dad was really close with the AAU coach that's an assistant there now. So it sounds like if it were right now, it's us, Wichita State, and Purdue is his top 3. But everybody's jumping on board, kind of like they did with Keyshawn on the football side. He's going to be – he is one of those one-of-ones. He is a Kingston type talent that can come in and run the show from day one. So
right.
I think, bringing in Thomas to run the show for 1 year and then turn it over to him is the route that they're looking to go. And I feel like they feel like they're in really good position right now. So
it would definitely heal my heart if we get him. And after losing out Caleb Pope, after that whole
yeah,
because that was a heartbreak right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Arizona came out of nowhere and swooped that man.
It's like,
Tommy Lloyd. No, Tommy Lloyd was plotting on him during USA camp, during USA World Cup.
Yeah,
I mean, the good thing about with recruiting also, you can say, hey, look at our guy Jamal. Look at him going off in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And look, we got another guy that's about to go top 10, playing your spot. It's ready to go.
I think Coach Sampson needs to wear Bobby Hurley's Guard U T-shirt for a couple of games.
Yeah, exactly. Put a sandwich board on there. We make players. What else? Y'all got any NBA stuff going on? What's going on with the Rockets?
Hey, before we jump into
man,
how about Star Pizza?
How about
Star Pizza?
Star Pizza. Everybody
You might say some Star Pizza. Had to throw that in there.
Buffet Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your Star Buffet. Thursday is pasta night, right, Brad?
Yeah. What do y'all, Janie? What do you normally get there now?
I'm obsessed with their Caesar salad. I think they have the best Caesar salad in town. So I usually just get a slice of pepperoni. I did go in one day and tell them I wanted the colon, which is just chicken on. It's just chicken on a pizza, and it was pretty good. But I usually just stick with the pepperoni, just a slice, and the medium Caesar salad, no olives. But yeah, on Thursday, they got the discounted pasta, so the lasagna is delicious as well.
Yeah, I had the fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. The rosemary chicken the other night.
Yes.
Woo. That put me in a nice coma. I needed that.
Yeah. Always go cowbell when I go to Star Pizza. Cowbell.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm intrigued.
Hey man, that honestly might be the best pizza. And you gotta go garlic bread with cheese on it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Daniel, what's your Star Pizza go to?
I just get what y'all order.
Daniel doesn't interject when we go to Star Pizza in order. He just
not picky.
I just grab what's on the table.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Whatever they bring out. Hey, and the Star Pizza cookies. Definitely.
Yeah. Have you tried their brownies?
Nah, I've only had the cookies. I know they got a whole boatload of desserts.
Oh yeah.
I love cookies.
We get that grace to young players. But no, definitely.
What about
I just get the cookies.
We also got
Section 12X.
Section 12X. You got type in year 1 on checkout, and you'll get your fantastic 10% discount. I can't find the graphic. There it is. Thank you. So go get that. Make sure you get the new golf shirt, the golf style on it.
It's fire.
I mean, that's one you can wear all year, everywhere. I'm telling you, you wear that out to the golf course. Never know. Never know. And then what are you guys doing on Thursday?
Ooh, what are we doing on
no
Thursday?
plans. No plans.
4 quarters.
Don't do anything on Thursday, the 23rd?
Oh yeah, I wonder what we're doing. I got you because Kenneth doesn't have enough energy. A Thursday night, 8 p.m. Catch me, Kenneth, Daniel, in our missing fourth quarter Cullen event. We're gonna be live again for the first time in 2 weeks. We'd love to see y'all. Got a couple plans. We're gonna talk about some couple things, and we're gonna be moving forward. It's gonna be a great time. Trust me. If you want some young energy. Some taste of the new media following University of Houston athletics. Come say what's up. We love it. We have a great time. We talk about random things, and we love cookies. So,
Towns, if you like a different type of young energy, tell us a little bit about Thursday night at the Ritz.
I mean, after the golf show, I might come down and have a little dessert. Maybe check out little pudding, little wrestling. Take them, mix them together. Fantastic.
I don't know.
Going down to the Ritz.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Daniel, go ahead. Go ahead, Daniel.
That stuff is.
I'm intrigued. What's going on?
Tight.
At the Ritz.
Foot wrestling.
It's the Thriller and Vanilla.
When is this?
Thursday night.
Bro, I sent it in the group chat. Our sponsor.
I didn't read it. I didn't read it.
I sent it like 3 days ago. We had a whole discussion.
No, but like I didn't read the time. What time is it?
Oh, it's at like 9. Oh, boom! There we go.
Y'all come down there 9, 10 o'clock, whatever. Hang out a little bit.
Hey, I need your VIP card, Brad.
How do you earn one of those?
We'll take care of y'all. We'll take care of you. Special guests. If nothing else, we can. If y'all can get caught too long, we'll do a live simulcast from on the spot reporting with Monso.
I think he would love that. Let's lock that in. Honestly,
we need to do like we need to just do Ritz IRL stream. We might have to put that on Kick or something. No, I don't think we'll be able to put that on YouTube.
That actually would probably fit the Kick model.
Yeah.
And Daniel hanging out at the casino doing some gambling on Kick.
We gotta get the steak ads.
You guys want to watch me lose money?
I want you to stop. Actually,
that would I
will not stop. I cannot be stopped.
So, here's my thought. I think. Well, I mean, I've always believed that the NBA is rigged to an extent. I think the Rockets-Lakers series is rigged already. I think holding KD out was guaranteed loss in the first game, and they want to try to push it to 7 to try to get Luka back, so they can get at least one big audience for that before the Lakers get dusted.
I wouldn't be surprised what they be doing with the lottery picks every year. I don't trust Adam Silver.
No, I fought that my entire life, defending the NBA, and now I'm on your side, Brad. I do think that it's fixed to a degree, and that hurts. But
they want to get to Game 6, Game 7. I mean, if the series is up, if it's up for grabs on Game 6, it's probably going Game 7. Those calls are going to go always against the teams looking to close out.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's going way back.
I would say they definitely especially in playoff time, they push certain matchups to happen. If there's a team that no one really wants to see, I mean, they're not gonna give them any favors. Like if they're, they might miss a call or two on a team, or if it's like a team, I think it was it might have been like Evan Turner or someone talking about playing on Philly back in the day. Like if you want to win that game, you got to go out there and win by 40. So there's no doubt, because once it gets down to it and it's crunch time and it's a close game, they can throw in a call or two and change the momentum.
Oh yeah.
So do y'all think Golden State it's all over?
That team has been over. It's time. Steve Kerr should have got fired years ago. I'm not a Steve Kerr believer. I'm not a fan of Steve Kerr.
I hate Steve Kerr.
He's been on super teams his whole life. I don't like how they handled Jordan Poole. Like they honestly had a nice young core. People might not agree with, but they had James Wiseman, Jordan Poole, and Kuminga, and then Kuminga gets traded and he just instantly starts balling out on the Hawks. And then Wiseman, I guess they didn't want him there. You took him second overall because you knew the big man, and then obviously he got hurt and all that stuff. And then Jordan Poole, I knew nothing was going to happen. Like Jordan Poole, you punch. Draymond, you punch your teammate, and Jordan Poole just doesn't care about basketball anymore after that. And then honestly, it was the way they handled the situation, like from top to bottom. It was mismanagement. Draymond gets fined $50,000 for punching his teammate in practice when he makes $25 million. You don't give him any real repercussion. You don't give him any real repercussion from doing that. Nothing happened. Honestly, the team was more concerned about, oh man, why did the video get leaked? Not why did our all-time championship player punch our up and coming, young guy.
Mm-hmm. I think it's time for them to start building around LJ Cry.
Facts. Give him the keys.
Steve Kerr I'll say this. He has done a phenomenal job of building an entire career off of being in the backpack of someone great.
Yeah.
Because he rode Jordan as long as he could, and he rode Steph as long as he could.
And he played for Pop, too.
Yep. Now, like you said, Jamie, he's about to ride LJ Crier's coattails to another dynasty.
Yeah.
LJ Crier is honestly the greatest undrafted player of all time.
Somebody needs to trade for both Shed and LJ and have that backcourt.
On my NBA, on my 2K team.
Oh yeah,
I got them. I've got Jarris. I've got Sasser.
You have Deshaun. You have Ladiki.
I haven't played in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if he's on there or not. But
you got to download the roster. You got to download the roster update.
Tajay Moore's on there.
Mm.
He was a free agent.
We're about to have Kingston. We're about to have
Chris. I'll definitely be getting it next year.
Yeah.
Hey, not to get back into college, but I was just thinking about guys that are in the Warrior system. I gotta think that Javier Francis could have got one more year. Like if he had really, really tried, and now I'm not saying that he wanted to come back and play a fifth year, but
it's gonna be sad when they eventually push through the 5th year deal.
Yeah.
The 5-year window, and if they do it in time, they could do it for the current guys that are seniors, I think.
Yeah.
It's fortunate for U of H that we didn't ever have to worry about losing Jamal Shedd or Galen Robinson, but those are guys that miss getting paid big in college.
Yeah.
And Javier's a guy that would miss out big on having that 5th year. Because that 5th year would have been, he would have been probably be your starter this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just remember, that first year, I remember the windmill with no time left at Tulane. And then I don't really remember him playing a whole lot after that. Like, seems like he probably could have got that 5th year if he took it to court, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But who knows?
Is he in Europe or is he in the G League?
No, he's in the G League with Cryer over in Golden State.
Nice.
Javier is on the Warriors G League team.
Yeah.
And I think LJ was on a 2-way. I don't know if they turned him into they gave him a full contract or not, but he was on a 2-way.
Javier was putting up numbers too.
Yeah. You know who's been balling overseas is Malik Wilson.
Yeah, that's what we heard.
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't surprise. See, and it doesn't surprise me for the same reason why I expect Mercy to have a big year next year, is that Malik has phenomenal talent. He's got, He's got hops. He's got smarts. He's got a much better shot now because he's worked his ass off. But all he needed was confidence, and all he needed was to believe in himself and be able to go out and let his skill take over. Mercy's the same way, and I know Joseph's seen it. What we saw at the end of the year is a dude who has decided that, okay, it's time to play now. And just listen to him after the season had ended, that this summer is going to be a big summer for him.
Shout out Colin for getting that clip.
Do what?
I said Colin was the one who got that clip. So
yeah, I mean he sounded focused and pretty damn hyped to be who he's meant to be this summer. But that's all it takes. All it takes is that kind of mental, I guess, that mental switch. You finally kick it in gear, and then all of a sudden these guys are off to the races.
Yep. I saw today his dad had been hanging out with Johnny Dawkins this past week, and maybe a candidate to be the director of basketball operations at UCF. Thought that was kind of strange.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, so he's not going to go coach at Arizona State?
That one got filled.
Oh,
that one got filled.
I thought that was supposed to be a lock.
That Mercy was going too.
Depends on who you ask.
They told me it was going to be the Master P and Mercy show.
Daniel, were you able to get a little WrestleMania action while you're there in Vegas?
Nah, I saw a lot of people going to WrestleMania though. It's cool though because we went to Caesar's Palace yesterday. They have all the statues there with the belts wrapped around them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice.
I would
assume the trip would be kind of filled up with a lot of crazy folks.
Yeah, we're down here for I'm not sure what it's called. It's called NAB. I think it stands for the National Association of Broadcasting. That's what we're down here for.
Okay.
Pretty cool. During the day we're doing that. Then at night we're just kind of taking in the city.
Yeah, I will say this.
Broadcasters, they're all drunk.
I do got to head out. So I appreciate y'all boys for having me. We'll see y'all Thursday night. Probably not at the Ritz, but I will see.
Never know.
I'll see y'all boys.
TBN.
Take
all
care.
right, man.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye, J-Mo.
All right. Jamie, give me an update on WrestleMania. Give me your thoughts. You're a hardcore fan. I'm an old school fan. I want to hear your thoughts of it.
So night one was last night, and it was terrible. Probably the worst night of WrestleMania that I've ever endured. Tonight was a little bit better. They had a couple of championship changes. Roman Reigns is your new heavyweight champion, and Rhea Ripley won the women's match to win the women's championship. So, last night was trash, but I felt like they redeemed themselves a little bit tonight.
Right.
So, yeah.
I've always had a problem with WrestleMania when it's going off during the day, because the coolest thing for me is watching all the entrance stuff, and kind of that starts the build up of the match. It kind of starts the story, keeps the storyline going. But if you can't make the whole place dark, it's just CM Punk's entrance tonight was lackluster.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes yesterday was lackluster. I mean, I don't care about all their old characters and stuff like that. It's like, come on, man.
Right.
The tweet that's been going around is yesterday was 57 minutes of commercial breaks, 61 minutes of entrances, and 98 minutes of matches.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They spent more time promoting Disney and whatever else that it just didn't do it for me.
And I finally figured out the problem that I had on the broadcast of why I thought every match was a women's match.
Yeah.
on my app on TV with so many damn commercials, what would happen is that a commercial would play, and then the segment would start.
Yeah.
And then you go through all the walkouts, and then you see like 2 or 3 matches or whatever, and then another group of commercials play. Well, on my app, it would take it and scroll it back to the original
previous match. Yeah.
So I would
doing that on mine too.
I would see 2 or 3 straight women's matches. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yep. It was doing that to me too. I finally figured it out.
Of course, the way it ended last night, they were just standing there in the ring, and it was a close up on Randy Orton.
Yeah.
It's like, then it goes to commercial, and like, did I just have a pop up on my TV?
It's just how they ended it.
So the next big stuff is what's going on with UFC this summer, Daniel?
Well, the big thing is the Freedom 250 at the White House.
Right.
Kind of a lackluster card they put together. J-Mo and I, we actually, purely off speculation, what we kind of anticipated, we put together our own personal UFC White House cards. And it was nothing compared to what we put together. Like, we put together full-blown cards, like 13, 14 fight cards. And they go out and make us a 6-fight card with Bo Nickel on it. It's like if you're watching WrestleMania, right? And, like, the headliner is, like, Aiden Ross or something. Like, why do I want to watch this guy on the biggest card supposedly you've ever put together? It's just...
I mean, it pretty much was last night when they brought out Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee.
Yeah, what's going on with WWE?
I saw Speed.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, Speed. Yeah. Speed, actually, he's all right.
I feel like I don't watch wrestling, but I feel like I can get behind Speed, in there.
Yeah, he was a fan favorite when I went to Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago. He came out, and the crowd probably went crazier for him than they did anybody else.
Yeah, on that UFC card on the White House deal, Bo Nickel shouldn't be anywhere near that, and I don't want to. I mean, if you want to put Michael Chandler on there, put him at the bottom, but I don't want to see him either.
So the thing about Michael Chandler, it's almost like a sympathy placement, because for like 3-4 years he's been promised that Conor McGregor fight, and obviously they didn't give it to him. So they're just giving him Mauricio Rufy, which isn't a bad fight, but it's just going to be another fight he loses. I don't mind Michael Chandler on the card. I wish they stacked it a little bit more. Like the 2 headliners, great. I love the main event. I'm glad it's Gaethje and not Paddy Pimblett. I'm glad it's Topuria versus Gaethje. I'm glad we're getting Alex Pereira on the card. That's fantastic. It's just everything after that. Diego Lopez versus...
You don't want to see Sean O'Malley?
Sean O'Malley's cool, but I'm not a big Zahabi guy. And I think that's just an easy fight for him. So it's just, they're giving an American an easy fight to win, which, makes sense. Obviously, it's the Freedom 250 card. I do want to see as many Americans win as possible. But then, I don't know. Also, part of me really wanted John Jones versus Alex Pereira. I feel like that was the fight to make. That was certainly the headliner to make. It's just my anticipations and my expectations weren't met, and I'm just disappointed from what they put together. But I'm still gonna watch. I think it's still gonna be a spectacle. I think it's still gonna be an enjoyable card. I just think all fans expected a little bit more.
What'd you think about him adding Derek Lewis late?
Yeah, I like that. I feel like Derek Lewis should have been on the card, considering that's like Trump's favorite fighter. I like that it's going to be against Hokit. I think, he put on a war in the last pay-per-view. That was a great fight. Me personally, I'm not a Josh Hokit fan. I think his shtick is a little annoying. It's kind of like the same Colby Covington shtick. But damn, that was a great fight. And what a better time to kind of push that guy into the masses than Freedom 250. I think you have a potential star there. I mean, like I said, I really just wanted more. I feel like there were a lot of American stars that should be on that card that aren't on that card. I would have liked, like, for example, Corey Sandhagen. I think Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley, outside of them both being Americans, I think that's the fight to make at 135, and they didn't make that fight. But it's just, I don't know. They got to get me. They got to get me in those matchmaking meetings. I swear, I'll cook up. I'll give the fans what they want.
No foreigners.
The thing is that I don't think that they were trying to put together their biggest fights, or I don't think they were trying to put together a night of their best fights. I thought they were trying to do their good enough fights that so they could come back and say, okay, in November we can do Pereira and Jones.
So here's the thing. We can go back and we can look at the Sphere fight that they did 2 years ago.
Right.
These events, these major events that they're putting together, they're operating at a major loss before they even put fighters on the card. So this, for example, it's entirely out of their pocket, right? They're not making any money on it. Pay-per-view's gone. They're spending so much just fixing up the White House lawn just to even make this possible. So they're going to cut costs at any corner that they can.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they also want Americans to win. Obviously, that's the whole point of it.
True.
It's a celebratory event for America, so they want American fighters to win. So they're going to give superstars whatever superstar Americans that they have, and they're going to feed them to, the 10th ranked Canadian. Zahavi's a great fighter, but there's levels. I don't think he should be fighting Sean O'Malley. That's not the fight to make, in my opinion, personally.
I am glad to see. I thought there might have been a better fight that you could put for Topuria and Gaethje. I thought there was somebody you could put better than Topuria, but I understand what they're trying to do. It's because they know both those dudes are going to go out and throw bombs.
Well, so there's been a lot of dialogue about this on social media. Supposedly 24 hours before they announced it, Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria was signed, or not signed, but it was verbally agreed upon that was going to be the headliner, and that's a massive fight. Two double champs, Topuria going up, possibly a triple champ in the making. That's the fight that everybody wants to see.
Absolutely.
But it fell through. Nobody knows why. Topuria says it's because of Islam. Islam says it's because of Topuria. But that's not the fight we're going to get. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the interim champ, which makes sense. The interim champ is now going to fight the actual champion. I think regardless, it's a good fight. But like you said, it's just going to be two guys throwing bombs. I anticipate first, second round knockout. Once that bomb lands, Topuria, Gaethje is going to be out of there. We've seen Gaethje. I don't think Gaethje has his chin no more. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a great fight.
I think Max ended that.
Max definitely ended that. But hey, man, I mean, he was slinging it out with Patty in January. He was taking some hits. So maybe he does have it, but I mean, shoot, if you're getting knocked out by Max Holloway, I don't see how you're not going to get knocked out by Ilia Topuria, So we'll see. But
I just want to see. I just want to see I want to see a war.
Yeah, I think the war you're going to get is going to be the first fight of the night. I think Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia would be the true war.
I love Diego Lopez. I love his style.
Oh, I love Diego Lopez too. Actually, I gotta watch him fight in person at Noche this past year in San Antonio. That was I don't know if you saw that. Him versus John Silva. That was a hell of a fight. Great fight. But Lopez is a star. They're going to try and push him too.
I do want to see Bo Nickel get folded.
Yeah, hey, Kyle Dawkins, man, he's got some sneaky power. It could happen. But I mean, Bo Nickel, I guess he's I know he's this collegiate All-American wrestler, wrestling champ, and they want to push him. But I'm tired of them shoving Bo Nickel down our throat. They put him on 300, not even just on 300 in the prelims. Why was Bo Nickel on the main card? He had no business being on the main card versus Cody Brundage of all people. Shout out Cody Brundage though. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but I don't know. I just feel like he's in positions he hasn't earned, in my opinion. But it is what it is.
Do you think Gable Stevenson's going to get that same push?
Yeah, I hope so. I think eventually what they want is Hokit versus Stevenson for the belt. I think they're trying to push out Tom Aspinall, and I think Aspinall's going to leave eventually. He'll probably go to boxing. Eddie Hearn is now his agent.
Yeah, he just signed with Eddie Hearn, so you know that's going to be a problem. Now Eddie Hearn
and
freaking Dana want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly what Eddie Hearn said is he's just going to be like his typical agent. But there's no way you sign with Hearn and you don't explore boxing at some point. And Aspinall's been on record saying eventually he wants to go explore boxing, which makes sense. Well, that's where all the money is.
Yeah, I mean, at least he won't get eye poked.
Yeah, that was crazy. I feel like the company they did him dirty. Those eye pokes were brutal, and he got so much disrespect following that. But I mean, hey.
I'm interested for the summer warm-up with Shemaev and Strickland.
Yeah. That's going to be a boring fight, man. I had a buddy of mine call me up, and he's like, don't schedule anything on Saturday. You're coming over. We're going to spend all day watching these fights. And I'm like, dude, I'm down, but it's not going to be as entertaining as you think. I think, Strickland has good, wrestling defense, but Shemaev is just a different animal. And I think
honestly, I think Shemaev probably knocks him out.
I think Shemaev, if he wants, he definitely could. But I mean, Strickland's defensively is well-rounded, everywhere. Grappling wise, wrestling wise.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the way he. I liked him. I like the way he fought against Izzy. I haven't liked him since then. Because he hadn't been as aggressive. It's like his whole shtick is to just absorb damage and then see if you can catch somebody and finish him with a flurry. He's not going to starch anybody.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Strickland. He's just going to jab and teep you to death. He's going to keep that distance and just use his point. He's kind of like a point fighter, really, nowadays. Even though I know he just knocked out Anthony Hernandez in Houston. That was very impressive. But shoot, I mean, I'm not a fan of either, but I'd say I'm less of a fan of Hamzat. It has nothing to do with his style. Well, no, actually it has everything to do with his style, even though early on he was super, super entertaining. But I went to Chicago over the summer, and I got to see him versus Duplessis. I'm not even a Duplessis fan, but I spent so much money getting to Chicago, and just on the tickets alone. And it was the most boring fight I have ever seen in my life. I think 23 and a half minutes of ground control. It was just, oh my gosh. Just thinking about it, I'm getting mad. So I guess I'll root for Sean Strickland, but I think he's just going to sit on him for 23, 24 minutes again if he can.
So speaking of UFC and WWE, Brock Lesnar left his shoes and gloves in the ring tonight, signaled that he's calling it quits. Looks like he might be retiring.
What was the guy he fought? What was his name?
Obafemi. He was a shot put guy from University of Alabama.
That dude picked up Brock Lesnar and threw him around like he weighed maybe a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I've never seen somebody. Now, see, Brock Lesnar and that guy in the ring reminds me of kind of when I was in, this is going back into the Attitude Era or whatever it was.
Yeah. Right.
Where everybody was just juiced to the gills and they were all just like giant Masters of the Universe action figures.
Yeah.
Seeing those two behemoths in there going at it and just throwing each other around. It's like, people don't realize how heavy and how strong these dudes really are.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that we're talking about combat sports, I don't know if you guys saw, but Fertitta Center is actually going to be hosting a World Championship boxing match soon.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I saw it on ABC 13. I'm not sure if everything's, solidified, but if it is confirmed and that happens to be true, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool from Fertitta Center.
Absolutely.
Definitely
I would love. Me and Ryan were actually talking about this the other night. I would love for Fertitta Center. I mean, since it's going to be near impossible to get concerts since Live Nation pretty much jacks everything.
Yeah.
But if you could find a way to be like the go-to spot for like boxing or AEW, or like if you could get a deal with Professional Fight League, have them come through there, or any of the combat sports to come through and just make Fertitta Center your go-to, that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah. I went to AEW there 2 or 3 years
May
ago.
30th.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I went to AEW there a couple years ago, and it was really good. But since then, whenever they come to Houston, they've been going to that spot out where we played that Mississippi State exhibition game. I think it's out in Sugar Land or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rosenberg.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. So that's where they've been going.
They also hosted. I wanted to go a couple years back. I just never got to do it. But I forgot which sanctioning body it was, but it was one of the sanctioning bodies. They hosted another world championship out there. Don't know how to say his name. He's some Eastern European guy. His name is Janabek something. Yeah, that guy's borderline pound for pound nowadays. So,
Wow.
I would love to see Houston kind of continue to grow in the combat sports world. Toyota Center as it is, Toyota Center is still kind of a coveted location for boxing matches. I know they had the Ryan Garcia fight a few years back. Gervonta Davis was signed to fight at Toyota Center. Then a bunch of things happened, and that didn't, follow through. But I would love to just see Houston continue to get, a lot of these promotions. Like you said, PFL would be sick, AEW would be sick. And even if Fertitta kind of opens it up more, I think Fertitta is honestly a primetime location for it. It's so small and condensed, you can pack it out easily. And the way that the arena is designed, it's perfect for the sound. Everything just kind of carries, and there's no bad seats in an arena, I think, when you're watching combat sports. But there certainly would not be in Fertitta Center. Any seat in Fertitta Center would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
be right there on top of it. I mean, I saw UFC there, and it was impressive how good angles there were all over that stadium. And you didn't have to sit there and just stare at the TV the entire time.
No, you don't. Sometimes it's hard to resist looking at the Jumbotron, though. But there really are. Like, you could be up in the tip top, and you can still see everything so well. It's honestly, a lot of people have asked for UFC to go to stadium shows. I know boxing does it, but boxing is just in a different world. But I honestly think
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think it's one of the things I actually really gained light on. I think UFC should stay in arenas. I think there's no reason to take them to stadiums unless you get like a super mega fight, like they get like John Jones versus Alex Pereira at some point, or Conor McGregor versus whoever. There's no reason to take it outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the mega fight waiting to happen. That and Islam and Taporia. Put those on the same card.
That should have been 250, Freedom 250. Honestly, I think that's what everybody anticipated. That and Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. That's another fantastic fight.
Yeah, anybody who likes UFC, when you go there, it's different. When you hear them guys just smack each other live, it just reminds you how brutal that stuff really is.
Yeah, and people really underrate the UFC, like their production team. They do such a fantastic job with the sound design, because you can be up, like I said, in the top deck, and you hear everything. And it's not like that at every promotion. I went to when Dirty Boxing came to Houston a couple months ago. They fought over at the Bayou City Music Center.
Right.
And I'm right there. I'm literally right by the ring. And you can't hear it. So it just shows there's levels to the production between both companies. And, I think that's one of the things we need to be really appreciated for, because they certainly do a fantastic job with their live events.
Y'all doing any World Cup this summer? You going to any of the World Cup games?
Probably not.
Come on, Kenneth. It's a once. I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but it's probably a once in a lifetime deal.
Bro, aren't the tickets like they're like $600 to sit at the top of NRG Stadium?
They'll be giving those away by game time.
Yeah, I mean, if they come down the price, maybe.
If nothing else, I highly recommend going and hanging out in the city when all those teams are coming through because their fans are nuts.
Yeah, I might try to work the World Cup. Get some money out of it. I get some money out of it, but just going and seeing it, I don't know. I'm not really a soccer fan, so.
Nah, you just go.
Ronaldo's coming to town.
Huh?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh yeah.
Portugal be here.
He's washed.
Germany's coming.
I would love to watch Portugal play.
They're gonna have a good squad, man. I'm looking forward to this World Cup. It'll be a lot of fun. Jamie, question for you before we get out of here. Any names to look for guys Sampson mentioned committed, possibly might redshirt?
Those are still TBA. By the way, he made it sound like today we should maybe hear a couple of names this week that they're looking to bring in redshirt. I'd still say there's a chance that Alozie probably redshirts, but it looks like everybody else that we're bringing in is probably going to play, with the exception of whoever he was referring to today. And then I think he keeps a spot open for just if the perfect situation were to pop up and somebody wanted to come here, then we would have an open spot.
Chum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mom Selovich.
Well, I know our guy Benjamin's not going to be here, so
he's not, man. I'm hurting. I just know that we could have got him if we wanted him. We could have got him, but now he's going to Boston College.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna set a lot of screens. We know that.
Yeah. No, I think Coach Murray will do a good job. I mean, he's got Money Williams and Benjamin, who were two guys that I really, really wanted here. He's out going to Boston College, so I mean that's something you can definitely build around.
Adi Crooks is going to Oklahoma State.
Is that official? I saw that. That was probably
transfer portal on 3.
Nice.
Just posted it.
Good. Keep her in the conference. They're building a little squad up there too.
Yeah.
She was on the hot seat, so.
Yeah, she had to get out of Iowa State. Honestly, it's surprising that that whole squad left. They had a squad last year.
Yeah, they really did. That was one of the 2 games that I went to this year on the women's side. They definitely had a team. I think must have been something with the coaches because it didn't seem like they left on good terms, and he had to put out a statement like immediately that, hey, we're going to be okay, but I lost every one of my players. So.
Oh, goodness. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank Star Pizza, as always, being here with us. And Section 12X, make sure put in your code and get the golf shirt. Golf shirt, looking fly. Go get it. We got anything else? 4 quarters on Thursday night.
I got a shout out. Shout out to this is from the spring game. I wrote it down. Oh, I gotta find my notes. Uncle Freddie, Darlene, and Mr. Fred for watching 4 quarters.
Nice.
Nice.
And y'all are going to be on Thursday night, 8 o'clock.
Thursday, 8 p.m. Tap in with 4 quarters.
Regular night, regular time. Try to lock that down. And going forward, man, it's going to be a rotating group of us and me and Jamie and whoever I can get to join me on Sunday nights. And we appreciate everybody who who's tuning in, and it's just going to be whatever comes up.
Maybe by this time next Sunday night, Brad and I can talk a little bit of UPA, because sounds like the files will be coming out soon. UFO talk next Sunday night.
Exactly. Well, all right, guys, we're going to go
I'll be tuned in.
We're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thank you again. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. F- it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.